At least they save some guns, but they are in a weird position right now.
Oh, Mayan nails James, and it was one of the main pieces of firepower they had that goes with him. And it was because of that hyper-aggressive mid-control as well that allowed Mayan to just sit in connector. He wasn't worried about being flashed or mollied out of position when he's got two teammates that are pushing up mid. They get the pick they were looking for and back away. It's masterful calling from Max.
Yeah, he's done a very good job. And individually as well, right? He's 6-1 at the moment. Another push to top mid. So they go back to the scene of the crime where they got the first kill on James. Hard to read, I think, for Paravision. 45 seconds. It's another one of these slow rounds. Oh, and look at DGT. He's going to catch Hobbit there. Hobbit actually was looking for a long time, but he still ended up losing his patience and saying, we've got to do something. And I mean, that's technically true, right? The clock's running against them. Luchov with a good headshot. And again, it's a round where they're going to have to save. I mean, you don't even need our commentary on it. You can see the pattern unfolding right in front of your eyes here. Paravision, they're waiting for the opportunity. When it doesn't come, then they don't have, like, there's not much of a plan B here.
So some very early takeaways from the grand finals here, Anders. One, Slaxy Jez and a couple of the younger guns, that Jello as well, look nervous to me. They look a bit jittery. But I will also say that James is not doing them any favors by playing this slow. I think one of the ways that you activate those young, aggressive, mechanically gifted players is you just push. You go for rushes. You allow them to unleash themselves and play in very comfortable positions where they don't have to think so much. They just have to do. This is something Twist's talked about as well going into the semi-finals. Not overthinking things, following through with calls, and letting instinct take over. You can see, like, Jello is clearly very, very uncomfortable. Of course he would be. It's a grand finals. There's so much on the line. But Jane playing this slow is not helping him at all.
Did they call a third timeout? Could that really be the case? Like in the first, what, like 7 or 8 rounds or whatever we're into now? I'm a bit surprised to see that.
Well,
I mean, you gotta wonder if that in itself is like an indirect indication of something not being quite right in the team early on.
We're on the first map, guys,
and they also
and this is best of 5.
Already talked about Inferno's up next. You don't want to.
So Mirage, Inferno, Dust to Ancient, and Cash,
really having anything to say
which is the decider.
You're putting way too much pressure on yourself.
The pressure is definitely on here. Oh, they want to boost, but Mayan is already reading it. That's such a good call. Taking down James once again. He was down early in the last round, and it happens again. The bomb is dropped back towards T-spawn, so we know it's going to be again a slow round. It's not like they can immediately jump on anything here. No reaction to be followed. Yeah, I mean, I think you bring up an interesting point there about how when you play this very slow, intense style of Counter-Strike, it could be pretty rough on the rookies in a grand final like this one, and especially when it's not immediately working. Nice grenade will soften up Sway and even tag Cello a little bit, and Mayan wants to go back. Smoke is up, and he's not going to move that much forward. I can appreciate that. Probably don't really need to, although he does have a lot of teammates with him. Wait a minute, are they going to go 3 people into connector? Luchov does go down, but that's on the other side of it here. Cello looking for a kill, but DGT is ready to take over, and we got 45 seconds. Sway has infiltrated the back line. Wait a minute, this could be huge. They could actually win the round based on this, but he doesn't get the shot. He tried to shoot him from a great distance and misses the spray down on Max. He's still barely alive. Now the backup's going to be there. All right, Sway trying to make up for it, and now he's holding this market window. 28 seconds on the clock. They're going to smoke off towards short, and a nade not going to kill him. We'll get the bomb plant here, but DGT is out on the other side, and Slaxy Jez, he couldn't get that kill either, so the retake is on.
Jello has put down the Galil, though. That's going to do the world of good to his confidence. And Mayan can't stand any further around the site. He has to get the hell out of there with his 20 HP. It's a real scrappy round, but Paravision gets success. And that's going to help them so much in terms of building confidence.
This is the other side of it, though.
By the way, guys, we're live on
If you
Twitch,
look at the
Kick,
positions,
Rumble, and
when they
YouTube.
have 3 people
So
in
if you
connector,
are watching
you
in
think
those
that
platforms,
is it.
please leave a like or subscribe and turn on the notification button
or catwalk into the B bomb
if you like the content.
But
Thank you.
But they were absolutely blocked from doing that from that 3-man setup in connector. But then they fall back and they allow Sway to get in behind him. Even if he fails to spray, you could see how devastating it is to the defense here. Like at this moment, I thought maybe they were going to get locked out of the round again. But really great work getting through that murder hole and onto the B-bomb site. And obviously even better work following it up there, Cello with the Galil. So 6-3. And again, those late rounds for Paravision, I mean, they can fall apart or they can be really cool.
9Z have been very strong and solid so far, but making a couple of mistakes in the last round has cost them dearly. I was also going to say there's always 2 sides to every story. Yes, Paravision have had their issues, but 9Z have been impressively stoic and calm. But more important, efficient with punishing these mistakes. That's the first time we've seen a bit of a crack in that. You could maybe argue that Zwei clutch, but I honestly think that was just Zwei having fantastic aim. Sometimes you have to tip your hat and say fair enough.
True, yeah. But 9C, apart from being calm and stoic, they're also rich. So losing the guns last round, not a big deal. 7,000 as a bank on Mayan is also pretty important here. Paravision, I don't know. If they get one more round, to be honest, I'm not going to count them out. I think 4 rounds is enough to still have an interesting sort of second half. But they can do better than that, obviously, especially with Hobbit getting a kill like that through the smoke. DGT might have walked straight into that bullet. I don't think Hobbit actually saw him, but he was testing the smoke at the perfect time. And now they want to recommit. It's going to be a 3-way split onto the A-bomb site. So Palace, Ramp, and Connector. And there are 3 people here. So if each person on the defense wins their own fight, then it can work. But if anyone dies early, it forces the rest of the team to be ready for it. Oh, it's going to be Wasopeak. He wins his.
Your team pick,
Lucho
guys.
goes down, but now at least Wasopeak can
Who's gonna win this grand final?
Seconds on the clock as well. Mayan's going to go down.
I'll probably go for Paravision.
Seconds left, and Max catches it in the air. James has to run into the flames to pick up the bomb, rescue that C4. And suddenly,
just in the nick of time.
The bomb planted, and he's got the perfect.
Just in the nick of time, huh?
And AWP
Jane?
slowly backing off and waiting for Max, who's got no utility to make the move. He's trying to jiggle that, force the shot, and he will. James bites on that one and is forced to relocate. Here is a kit as well. But it is all on James. Can he find it? But he absolutely can. He is a genius in these clutches. The half-second plant and then the 1v1 clutch at the end. What a captain.
It's a fantastic clutch by James, but man, Max was so passive. He must have known that he absolutely destroyed James' health bar, who had to run through a Molotov to pick up the bomb, by the way. He made me nervous about a fake and James just holding his ground for those last 3 seconds and taking the shot, but you could have shoulder peeked. You could have been proactive in a way where you're not just rolling the dice and saying, I sure hope you don't plant. And then as soon as you miss the opportunity, you know that James is going to have the perfect read and going to maneuver on a dime. No problems at all.
Just to try to steal Max's position a bit, I wonder if that's a moment where the reason he doesn't try to test the bomb further is because he's up against James. And he knows that there is a world where James fakes the bomb plant and just tries to shoot him in the last second, like with the AWP. So I almost wonder if that's one of those things where the player you're up against influences what kind of a play you're going to be making in return, just because the psychology of that moment. Because you're right, like obviously he could have put some more pressure on to really make it uncomfortable for James. Yeah, but passive enough that James could escape all the way into jungle. That's also true.
Well, Grand Finals first map can certainly excuse if you do retract into your shell, but I do think that you have a lot of fair points there as well. It's easy for us to sit here and say like, oh, why did he peek, or why did he do that, or what? He's on the server and we aren't. And Max more often than not makes the correct calls. We've seen a few of them already. However, Jane once again highlighting what you discussed earlier, that he is one of the best AWPers when it comes to Mirage. And we know that his brain is massive when it comes to calling too.
Yeah, I think genuinely like an underrated clutcher. Sometimes, you know, he does walk away from rounds, but Man, when there's no time on the clock, it's so scary to be up against him. Speaking of time, we got a minute here. Shui, dangerous position on the other side. Yeah, DGT, you couldn't really see him from that vantage point. There is a potential for Cello to put some pressure on B if they really want to go for this, but they might do the opposite. The bomb is running away, but they're still keeping some pressure on the A ramp, so very hard to read what Paravision are doing. But it does seem like it's going to be a fake for A, and then they'll hope to win this fight. The problem, though, is Mayan is this position. He's just on the lip of that truck. He does miss the shot, and they're trying to get in there now. They know they have to push, but Max is on the other side, so this could be dangerous. Oh, they get him with a grenade. They've actually dunked him out of the round. There is a pass flank coming in from DGT, and Mayan, what a commitment to the fight. He actually takes down James. And I think it might be enough here. The bomb is on the side, sure, but he's alone. His teammate is 1,000,000,000,000 miles away. All on Cello with 12 seconds on the clock, and the flank spray's not perfect, but it's good enough to get the kill there.
Oh, don't die after time, Slaxy Jez. You have to hold on to that weapon now. You have no money. Last round beckons as well, so he will be holding on to the Galil. It's far from ideal, but as you highlight, we're so far away from each other. I do like that Main decide to push through the smoke. Otherwise, you're being very reactive and just basically waiting for that smoke to fade and hoping and praying that no one puts some bullets down range. It's a common spot to play on that left side of the bench when you throw down the smoke. So you wanted to try and take matters into his own hand. I can respect it. And it is 9Z taking a 7th round.
Well, just a quick comedic relief, as we did have a comment in the chat for somebody saying that it was a Brazil IQ in the previous round. Just to say there are no Brazilian players playing here, but I appreciate it, you know. It's a nice try. Good try. Swing and a miss. We're going to go into round number 12. And DGT trying to put some pressure. Hobbit, can he get some help? Can somebody flash him out of this one? He does throw down the smoke, so he's going to be able to stay alive, but I thought he was maybe going to be able to flash into a fight instead. Bomb leaning towards B. We do have a couple of people over on that side. DGT, once again, pretty aggressive in the connector.
They're going to probably go for this.
Of course, one of the 2 Uruguayan players, Max being the other one. You have 2 Argentinians, Main and Luchov, and then Huazo Peak hailing from Chile. So South Americans, but yeah, as you say, not Brazilian. Smoke down. Max now going to be called upon.
Uh-oh.
The players moving through. Going to get caught from above, and Jello punishes him.
Luchov.
Timing, he has no idea that that smoke lands on top of them, so I can't even blame him for missing the timing there, Max, but
what?
Unfortunate and nice shot, James. This last round could be so critical for Paravision. Like I said, I think 4 is good enough, and Slack suggests, finally,
Mayon.
He's up to 3
Saved
kills.
out, Mayon.
He's been playing this entire half on a single kill, but we know that
you know what? Never mind.
That.
Never mind.
Mayon here, very tricky clutch indeed. They already know where he is. I don't know why they're jumping into his field of view. You really don't have to do that. He doesn't get the shot, but that could have been an opportunity to at least make it a 1v2. And all the pressure is on him. No more utility to force anyone out, and I love it. They go and face him. They know that with the AW, you can't really get 3 people in one shot unless they were silly enough to line up. So 5 rounds at the end of it. You know what? This felt like a very rough start for Paravision, but I think a 7-5 scoreline is absolutely fine. So I'm not too worried for them.
Oh, they'll be very happy with this. I mean, this was out of control. It was 6-2. We're discussing about the 3 tactical timeouts that were called for Dastan, that they were way too slow, that we had some shaky and nervy players on the server, and then Jane pulls off that clutch and everything starts to just get a little bit better, a bit brighter. Those dark clouds start to part overhead and they realize, well, look, it's a grand finals, there's a lot of pressure, but there's also so much reward that's available to us. And sometimes you don't have to have a motivational speech, you don't have to rally the troops in terms of any words. Sometimes actions speak far louder, and that's exactly what James just did.
Yeah, trusting in the game plan and pulling through. And to be honest, you know, we talked about the rookies on the Paravision side and what it feels like being a grand final, best of $5 million tournament. You know, the pressure could be on, but I feel like having a captain like James kind of, you know, force his will into the game and show that the game plan that we made from the start, like this slow start, that skill from Hobbit, we didn't see it the first time, but that's kind of sick. But yeah, forcing the style and having it be good enough to get 5 rounds, I think that's got to be encouraging, and that's got to sort of pull the team together for a little bit more faith in the whole project. Very cool stuff. And again, Slaxy Jazz, he is a phenomenal player. I know he's going to be able to do more here, but a bit of a slow start for him individually. That surely has to change as we go deeper into the grand final. And I guess just to remind everybody as well, it is a best of 5, so you really can't be tilted on either side early on. Like, you must remember that this is more of a marathon than a sprint, so conserve the energy on every player. There are so many maps to be played here, so yeah, deep breath on all fronts as we go into the second half in a couple of seconds here. Check in with some Chinese memes that I still don't fully understand, but I appreciate.
What is that?
We've got stickers. Let's go.
I don't know
He's
what that
kitted out
is.
with his water bottle. I appreciate it. You know, he's come prepared.
Kraus seems to be loving it as well. I feel like I'm missing something around this. Am I too old?
He's got 9C stickers. No, I'm getting it. He's on their side. He's ready to go. I'm probably missing some really important detail of who this guy is. In that case, I apologize. I am awful at remembering people, but that's just me. It's not nothing to do with this guy. Just in general, it's a character defect of mine. We've got 10 seconds on the clock here, Vince. 5 rounds. Are you satisfied with that for Paravision? Can they still win the map?
Yes, and yes. I think after a shaky start, they have now put themselves in a position where they can do some serious work on their CT side. And I think it goes back to what you said as well. Like, best of 5 it's a long, old game, and you're going to have natural peaks and troughs, ups and downs, and you've just got to try and ride the roller coaster as long as you can. Not get too flustered one way or another. Keep that focus. It's something we know Paravision are very good at. We saw it yesterday. There was multiple overtimes on 2 maps, and they came through on both occasions, both on Dust 2 and Ancient, which will both be played as well in this series.
Look at this madness. 2 people defending against 5 over at this bomb site. They don't have any utility to really stop anything either. This could be very tough indeed. Hobbit trying to get something done. It's Slaxy only with the 1 kill, but I can't blame him. He was completely surrounded on all fronts. James takes down Mayan. And that 1 kill is huge. The bomb is dropped back there. If they really wanted to have a better chance here in INC, a really fast bomb plant would have been nice to put the pressure on Paravision. Now everyone has rotated over. I almost feel like 9C, if they could slip away, it would be even more interesting, because this is really hard to fight your way out of. Although it gets a little bit better when Max hits that shot. DGT, an all-important fight that he cannot win against Cello. And now it's Luchov all on his own in the back. 1 versus 2 as he gets the first one. Tries with the Glock. He's going to get another headshot, and James around the corner. Is he going to fail another 1v1 here in the pistol? Oh, Luchov crouching in. A 4th kill. And a huge round for 9C.
Yeah, my friend is stuck in the back.
Just when you thought that maybe the floodgates were about to open and Paravision's confidence would ooze to different levels, Luchov in a 1-on-3 saves the day. And even though Slaxy had a bit of impact, I thought that was the moment when Jello got both kills in Connector. That's when this round felt like it had just fallen away. But Luchov, the monster, has come through again. 13 frags to his name, 13 on DGT. The big pieces delivering when it truly counts.
A massive impact on the game all of a sudden. You're right, he really can be a monster in every way. And that proves it right there. Wasso Peak will take down Hobbits. They are stacked on the bomb site, but is it going to be enough? C-set 75 as well on Cielo, and Jane with the scouts, so we do actually get to see it for once, but I don't think it's going to make a difference. Yeah, they walk straight into the stack, but the confidence is at an all-time high here, and mechanically 9C hitting every shot. Nobody even dies on the T side, so maybe a bit disappointing for Paravision forcing into this round, or half forcing into this round, and not getting what they wanted.
So I've had it confirmed that is 9Z's owner, Anders. That's why he's so blinged out with all the stickers and all that good stuff.
That is really awesome. I love it when owners sort of participate in the sport a little bit more and sort of show up. I mean, the most legendary example, in my opinion, is Jason Lake with Complexity Shout at one time. But yeah, it's just a lot of fun when people care about this and it's not just some distant ownership. So that's really great. I'll remember and look forward to that in the future.
Happy with his team now lead 9-5 in a very important map again. Paravision would typically be favored on this, and so far so good in round 15. They've chimed together 2 kills, a lot of damage to Huazo Peak, and will force away the South Americans. The bomb's also in an awkward position at top mid.
What an interesting purchase they had in the last round, that they can still get something done here. I mean, it will be a scout on Jame, but yeah, they didn't go all in with the purchase. They still had like 17, 1800 and a couple of players there. So really fiddling around with the economy, which I guess Paravision is well known for, and it allows them to have an earlier impact here than maybe if they had gone, you know, fully in that previous round. 5 versus 3. Huazo Peak is tagged up, and Paravision just need to remain calm. Jame is actually pushing with the scout over in the B hallway, so the same conversation that we had in the first half, we can revive here again. They're going to be ready for this one. There's only one way that they can sort of thread the needle, I think, 9C, and that's probably to go catwalk onto B. But they won't know that. They have no way of knowing that that's the case. Slaxy just gets the shot on Max, and it's just getting more and more tricky all the time. Jame is nearly wrapped all the way around the A ramp, so could be a disaster. DGT. Surely Jame is calling it in. There's the grenade coming out. The bomb is being falled back here as well. It's only 14 seconds, so I think they already made the choice to save. Unfortunately, 9C might be tricky when Jame is here. He's just hiding. Oh, you just never expect this. He gets the dink, but not the kill. Yeah, and the round is going to expire, but what a great defense from Paravision.
You wonder if DGT's spidey sense kicked in when he heard the crowd. He's like, hold on a second.
Could be, yeah.
Wait a minute.
That's happened a couple of times, and like you said, it can be a bit frustrating at times. It does kind of suck a little bit when it impacts the game. But as a player, I think also if you start listening to the crowd way too much, that could be a bad move as well. So we'll see how this plays out over time. I don't think it's been too bad as of yet. Did they double smoke the window, or am I just making that up? I feel like I saw 2 smokes landing, but maybe I'm crazy. Nice grenade, and Max has gone down. Luchov is next in line. So a couple of kills early on for Paravision.
Identical start to last round, just a little bit quicker, and this time 9Z though going to try and make the most of it as they burst out of A. Big entry from Huazo Peak. DGT also dealing in death. But Hobbit on the staircase is going to keep this round in favor of Paravision. Denying the bomb plant is Jame. And now DGT against the world can't do much as he's encircled by CTs. I thought as soon as Huazo Peak and DGT both got in the thick of it, this round could have easily gone the way of 9Z, but credit to Paravision for holding on.
Yeah, they need these early rounds. Losing the pistol on the second half and already being a bit behind, you do need to put something more together here. Still a very open match on the map of Mirage. Money not looking great. DDT has an AK. So a little bit of a hero by Deagle as well on Luchov. He wanted to. He's not far off, I think, hitting that headshot, but close doesn't really count in Counter-Strike. Luchov, that's how you get the job done. Trades it back, and the AK is somewhere in there. I don't know if the HE blew it away, but okay, all the way back there, so blew it to the wrong side.
Still in the fight though, 9C, surprisingly, considering the early confrontations. And they are moving across over onto B. They could still go into underpass, which is what they're starting to do now, traipsing the bomb down there. Jello in a very good spot though to deal with this, especially if they try and boost into window, which is a possibility. Oh, but he thinks better of that. Backs off. Now, they're not going into window, so he's not missed his opportunity just yet. But as long as he survives, it does allow them to play the spot of Hobbit. The downside here, though, is he's been spotted, and he also gets tagged down pretty heavy, and the grenade misses.
Would have been beautiful if he could have landed a nade. Wait a minute. Huazo Peak from nowhere has picked up the headshot, and now Hobbit's feeling the pressure. He's alone on the bomb site. Still got 35 seconds here. He's so isolated. Celo's trying to get there to help out, and he will by taking out Luchov. A headshot on Huazo Peak. Celo's really trying to save Hobbit in this moment, and it's actually resulted in them being so slowed down that they can't focus on the A-bomb side anymore. Man, 9C, there was a clear path to crushing Hobbit. Again, they don't know that he's alone back here. They don't have all the information, but you could sense that there was a moment there where the round could have got out of control of Paravision. But fantastic work from Celo getting those 2 kills and helping out his teammate.
Man, there was a moment where Hobbit looked dead in the eyes of a player on con and then turned around anyway. And I actually let out like an audible gasp, like, oh no, it's going to happen. I think, honestly, if either of those two remaining players of Max or Mayan have a P250 or a Tech 9, that round gets really, really sketchy because Jello took about 5 headshots, but it was all from Glocks. Now, it's understandable why. It's an eco. They didn't have enough money. They were below $2,000. But I'm just saying, that was hanging by an incredibly thin margin.
It was a little bit too close for my taste, given how the round started. A little bit of a break in the action as we get into it again. Paravision. Some of these rounds are close to not working out for them, but they are still running it back. A single round separating these two teams here. 8-9 is the scoreline. MP9 on Hobbit still going to hold on to that, which is kind of interesting. See if that'll force him to be a bit more aggressive if he wants to do something more. In theory, James could have dropped MM4 or something to him, but I guess it's fine. Like, it's a powerful weapon when you're playing at close range, and he definitely is right now.
Oh yeah, that's not a good nade. That's not a good nade at all from Haza Peak. I understand it's an awkward one, but does he get punished off that basis? Facebook replenished, reimbursed to allow Hobbit to hold this angle. I've got the pick down to Slaxy Jez, and he's not had too much to say in this game so far.
You know, we need more out of him. Hobbit shoulders in there. They're already a man down, but they are stacked towards the bomb site. Hobbit, though, fighting alone is a bit of a sad look, because that means the other two people who were right there in CT spawn the whole time, they can't really help each other out, or they can't help Hobbit out. Almost wish that they would have played a little bit further back, so the double position there in CT spawn could have been more efficient. Bomb will be planted, though. 9C going to pick up a 10th round. I think we all know Paravision have a love for saving in these rounds, and I don't disagree with them. I think it's the right move.
I mean, honestly, not saving here would be madness. You still have enough economy to buy another extra couple of rounds, especially when you consider that you have an AK they want to hold on to. James with his AWP, of course. I mean, this is the most understandable save that you'll see. Zwei has taken down Luchov, who was on the lurk, was trying to deny some of these weapons. So 10-8 the score. I do agree with you, though. I think it was a weird, disjointed kind of defense. They were banking so heavily on that smoke on ramp, saving them. And the problem is that you don't have any control over Palace, and you can easily just push the smoke. Yeah, no, that's true. I was going to say, the thing is, it doesn't really matter how reasonable the save is. The James time memes will always come through. Oh, like, yeah. You know, like James could be saving for, you know, vital heart medication to survive, and people will still say, oh, he's saving money. Like, yeah, right. You're right, guys. He is. Like, that meme will never die. Somehow it'll stay alive forever. Smoke in the window, Molotov below, and the smoke at top mid. So all of the regular type utility that we're used to seeing. Nothing special about that. I do think 9C are one of the few teams that will sometimes try and go for... You can synchronize HEs so that you blow open both the top mid smoke and the window smoke at the same time. And I think 9C is a team that have done that every once. It's very rare, so don't expect it to happen too much. But it is a really cool way for the CTs to try and fight that top mid position. Oh, was a peak. That's cost him a lot of HP because of that sound cue. Slaxy just heard that attempted jump up. That's why he tossed the nade in. Yeah, you're right. Small detail there with the audio, but I do love it. And getting dropped low means you're way more easily taken down by the M4s. Sway on the secondary AWP. That has been efficient in the past, so I'm not going to be against it. 40 seconds on the clock. The bomb's making its way up towards that catwalk position. Sway easily getting rid of Luchov, but he does need a bit of help.
Nice one.
A smoke set up by a teammate to try and get it. Mayan goes down. Sway, he's such a great player in so many ways, but the fact that he could do the secondary AWP is definitely a huge benefit to the team. Wasso Peak.
Nice hold this way.
Back, but it's only 20 seconds. I think
was able to pick two.
Oh, Cello. He was right there in front of the bomb, and James catches Wasso Peak in the middle, though. And that is the end of the round. Only 13 seconds. He can't win it any longer. That is a an unfortunate position, I would say, to lose the bomb in.
Impeccable, pristine aim from Sway, though, especially that second shot. And we saw this on Cash as well. When they did occupy 2 AWPs, he had a lot of impact on it, and over on the B side, on CT side. This first one's pretty straightforward. The second one, though, that's a beautiful flick to the head of Mayan. It's not an easy one to land at all.
Yeah, good to see Wasopig is just thinking about the bomb. Who could blame him? They had very low time. 9-10. How many overtimes did we have yesterday in total? I think we had like 3 or something in the second and maybe 2 in the first. I think we had like 4 or 5 overtimes across the 2 semifinals yesterday. But in a best of 5 grand final, if you add overtime to the mix, it becomes a whole different calculation. So we could get there. This is going to be a faster round. 9C, they want to change the pace and see if they can catch Paravision off guard. But everyone is here. 3 towards jungle, 2 towards CT spawn. And the bomb is not yet planted here. 9C, can you find the space for it? The smokes are going to dissipate soon. They're planting the bomb.
Nice kill. Oh.
Looking to take the fight straight to Hobbit. And even if he gets a double here, Max takes him down. And now it's a 3-on-3 in the afterplant.
They also have very little utility. You've got a flashbang, you have more. Mobility is
That's a dry peak, man.
And Jello, who's been really on point throughout this series, the top fragger by a margin for Paravision, is the first to fall. And that probably
are they going to go for it?
Half a mind to already save, but Slaxyjez is already fully committed to this. Pushing up close, getting tagged in the back. Down he goes to DGT. And so they've hemorrhaged a bunch of cash off that basis. Sure, Jane will be able to save and drop some weapons across, but Paravision, 11-9 down on their choice of map to kick off the grand finals.
Huge round. And an interesting moment, I would say. You got all the smokes up, and you don't rush for the immediate bomb plant. And I'm not saying that as a bit of criticism for 9C, but in a way, it's actually very impressive because you feel like sometimes you're under the gun to just do it right away, like plant the bomb right now. And sometimes, the CTs are going to be ready. They'll blow open the smoke, and then you just die trying to plant the bomb. But it's also nerve-wracking to be on the bomb site and just kind of wait and wait and wait, and you feel like any moment now, like we could be out of time. But they held their cool the whole way through. They pushed in towards Hobbit and ultimately took him down. I do enjoy that. 11-9. Jame in a forward position. Could easily get flashed off, of course, but the other fight is DGT versus Hobbit here. FAMAS versus AK. And it's DGT coming out with a big lead there. Instant headshot. Jame, Jiggle Peak. Wait a minute, he ran into the Molotov. That is not what you want to be seeing. Hopefully that won't cost them the round. Rotation has already happened. Again, it's a very similar setup as to the last round. Sway playing towards CT spawn. 3 in the jungle. The bomb planted early, but they have taken massive amounts of damage on the C side. Luchov will answer back with a headshot to Cello, and Slaxyjez told a lot about him. He can only get the 1 kill of the round here. Luchov is once again unleashed onto the bomb site. He had a sick clutch in the pistol and a quad kill to start 9C on the second half. And now it's a triple. 18 kills as he gets his team to 12 rounds.
S-Flick. Sway.
Look at the money for Paravision. Even if Sway can hold on to this M4, they're going to have such a little amount to play with alongside him. I think that DGT kill, I'm pretty sure he got peppered through the smoke from Slaxyjez. Yeah, hopefully we'll get a chance to see that again.
Somebody tagged Summit right away. Like, that is an ancient meme, but that was a legitimate 1G moment.
Let's see. We moved out to Palace. I guess we won't get a chance to see it, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he got tagged up through the smoke when he was pushing up Palace and got like 1 tick of damage from the Molotov. He won't care, though. His team are 12-9 in the lead, with Inferno up next. Paravision on the brink of real problems.
Wasso Peak. It's a long fight, but it does take down Cello. And I agree with you. I don't think DDG is going to care. If he does this again, we'll call him 1GT. Not cooking. Oh, yeah. Fire this guy already. 5 versus 3. I don't blame Paravision for this aggression. I don't know what they're supposed to do. They don't have a lot to work with. Somehow they must manufacture a round out of nothing. And now a 3 versus 5. SMGs and a FAMAS. Sway, he's Molotoved off here. When it's gone, I wouldn't be surprised if he pushes. They're pushing the A ramp on the other side, but yeah, this might be all down to Sway. He has to almost get a triple kill to make this round viable, and they're waiting for him. Again, I think the urge to push is so strong, and I don't really blame him, but now there are 0 defenders on the B-bomb site.
No, I'm
right, so this is
kind of had to make
Paravision's map pick, right?
But
they're losing.
Players, James and Slaxy who are
I understand.
ramp to have more of an understanding of where they needed to move into. But now Slaxy made a lot of noise.
There you go.
Luchov
There you go.
100% heard that, and if not, now he's seen him. Doesn't have to do anything here. He knows the bomb is down. He's in a relatively safe spot. It's a really hard one to deal with. So he's going to get wide swung into from Slaxy and Luchov, he will die. Surprisingly, Slaxy comes out
It's a
ahead
do or
of that
die.
one and does give Paravision a small chance.
A vanishingly small chance here. There's no kit in play in the round, so 10-second defuse. They really
James
can't be slow walking this. I feel like already you have to run and gun here. You're going to run out of time, otherwise
Never mind.
down.
Never mind.
Can't be done. 9C
Never mind.
with the opening map in their favor. Mirage, that is a huge scout to take early on here. Of course, it's a best-of-5 grand final, but we know that Inferno is the second map coming up, and they're very, very good on it. So Paravision, they did look a bit shaky at times on the first half there, running out of time. Even though they got 5 rounds, there were some moments where I had some questions, to be honest. And in the end, they couldn't get it across the line here. Great play individually for Luchov and DGT. I think DGT ends at 21 kills, Luchov at 18. That is huge.
Was with Peacock 16 as well with 7 assists, had a lot of impact, and yeah, it was a real collective effort, a collaborative effort. Mayan didn't have his greatest map, but wasn't really needed. And it's not just the fact that 9Z are good on Inferno, it's that Paravision are not good on Inferno. At least with the main 3 core, they played it 4 times, they have a 0% win rate, and 2 of those losses were to 9Z. That's the reason why I've been building up the importance of Mirage, and the fact that they have lost it, it's terrifying now for Paravision. How do you bounce back?
Well, they are going to have to find an answer to that sooner rather than later. Inferno is coming up as our second map here, the Grand Final, the XFC Pro League, so do not miss out. We will be back after the break. Stay tuned.
By the way, guys, we are live on Kick, Twitch, Rumble, YouTube, and TikTok. Please like and share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Mr. Dale. As always.
Take this.
James 的中国签名中国签名版鼠标垫啊，这是 James 和这个虎符电竞一同研制的啊。
We've got another chance for you guys in the crowd on this beautiful Grand Finals day to win the Heavy Claw mousepad. We'll be doing it between every single map. As you guys should already know by now, this is a professional mousepad. We've got a 6mm version and a 4mm version. And if you're here in China yourselves, there is one that is just a China exclusive. And it's this beautiful design you've got on front of here. A lot of pro players using it as well.
是的，这个呢是中国独家版啊，然后其实也有很多职业选手在用啊，比如 Vitality 的 Messi 啊，他们有这6毫米还有4毫米的版本啊。
All right, let's pick out our first person. I see this little man here. Hello. You need to come. Can you come forward? Can you move
来
forward?
往前一点，往前一点。
Come, come, come.
Yeah, I saw this one yesterday, but you were
this is a
signing.
cool.
But
Let's
this
have a
is
look at
pretty
this.
interesting. Yeah.
Look.
来，给镜头看一下，给镜头看一下。
And James in his rightful position. That makes a lot of sense.
是的 ，James 的这个位置没什么问题啊，就该他在这儿是吧？
So you got a G2 jersey on. You've got James in front like this. Who are you cheering for today?
那你今天是给谁加油的？
9Z。
他穿着 G2 的衣服，然后这个图中间是 James，但是他是给9Z 加油的啊。
How long have you played and watched Counter-Strike for?
打 CS 或者看 CS 多久了？
3 years.
3 years. How old
Can
are
speak
you?
English. 3 years.
10 years old.
10 years old, playing for 3 years already. Okay, you got a good parents around you. Who showed you Counter-Strike? Was it mom, dad, brother?
Dad.
Dad, where are you? Over there. Awesome. All right. Okay, so you're cheering for 9Z. Who is your favorite player on 9Z? Can you name
在
one?
9Z 最喜欢哪位选手呢
DTT.
DGT.
DGT.
Brother, there you go. This is a present for you. Keep grinding. Good English as well. This is very nice. All right, let's pick out someone else.
来，我看到了很变态的东西。来，这个 Mr. Mrs. Smith， 来这个。
Oh, okay, okay. I see. I
Bro,
see.
I see something, bro. Listen.
Oh my God.
来展示一下。
Show it here.
All right. And for those of you who are too young for this, this is actually a parody of a movie starring Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie.
Zui and
What the hell, man?
I forgot the name. What the fuck?
Bro, he's got everything. He came prepared.
Okay. You got a Na'Vi jersey on right now. How long have you been a Na'Vi fan?
Makase, that's Makase, by the way.
2024年就是 Na'Vi 的粉丝了啊。
Okay, so you said you've been a fan since 2024. Was it after? Okay.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Okay. Wonderful's your favorite player?
Yes,
Why Wonderful?
because he is next simple.
Next simple?
Wonderful.
I don't really think about that, but that's your opinion.
Okay, so answer me this question. What team did Wonderful play for before
Team Spirit.
Na'Vi?
Team Spirit.
Spirit.
Team Spirit.
Was this not Academy? There was
Oh.
one arts, he went Spirit and he went somewhere else, also beginning with S.
也是 S 开头的。
I think Sprout. Really, Sprout?
Bro, they're really helping you. They're literally saying it. Say the same as they said.
Sprout.
There we go. We got
Yeah,
the-
there you go. Sprout.
That was the worst attempt at trying to win a prize ever, but I'm feeling nice, and you got a Na'Vi jersey on as well. We got some more to give away. How much time we got left in here? Let's go a bit further down. Save it. Now is James time. In China, you guys have the craziest pictures and memes going on here, man. All right, who are you cheering for today?
Max.
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 Okay, why Max?
Because I think he's playing very nice. Yeah.
Okay, so how long have you been following Counter-Strike for? 5 years. Oh, what was the first tournament you watched?
Hong Kong Blast.
Hong Kong Blast. Okay, that was.
When was
last
that?
year. What is your like level? How good are you at playing Counter Strike?
，in
什么段位的？
perfect world B plus。
哦，完美 B 加的啊。
Is that good? Yeah.
Decent,
Okay.
decent.
B plus?
Good.
Mediocre.
All right, so tell me this then. What team
Mid.
did James win a major with?
啊，这 James 在什么队啊赢了 Major 呢？
I'm the Falcon fans.
啊，哈哈哈哈。
Outsider.
Correct. No,
Outsider?
The crowd is helping you so much. Everyone's real
Outsider?
lucky with this. Let's go and grab someone from down. Oh, this. Okay, wait. This guy's got. Come on up. Yeah, you can definitely come. Last one. Oh, bro. That's me. That's. Yeah, that's a lot. This is the least flattering picture you could ever put up of me.
你找都给他找好了呀。
Very strong. Very strong. Thank you very much. Yeah.
You see, it's Kerrigan, Ray, Nico, Test, and Kenya's. 这是我们那个插队的老大哥。Yeah, Monacy and Tenlu.
Tai Lu. Hell yeah. All right. What team is your favorite team?
Falcons.
Falcons.
Yeah, you laugh
Tell
now.
me this, right?
You laugh now.
Who is on Falcons right now the longest standing member of the team?
啊，现在谁在猎鹰待的最久的队员是谁？
This is.
This is on fire. This is on fire.
I actually can't remember if it was Tessus or Nico first. No, I'm
Yeah,
confused.
this is.
First, right?
This is first, and
先
then
来的还是 Nico 先来的呀？
I
there
asked
were
the question, I
Tessus
didn't
and
know the answer
Kixon,
as
and
well,
then
but I'll give it to you.
Neko,
She said
the
Tessus,
Magus.
You can just have that anyway. Have a great time. Enjoy yourself.
And
out here.
then
Next time I'll
Dexter?
prepare some
Yeah,
better
Dexter as their helper.
Guangzhou! I don't even need to do anything. Hey, Trumpet Man's there. Oh, you gonna hype?
Let's make some noise for Guangzhou.
Woo!
Let's go.
BRB, guys.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. We're ready with the second map of the Grand Finals here at the XSC Pro League in China, and we've got Paravision up against 9C. The first map's already over and done with. That was on Mirage, and it was 9C walking away with a victory, and that's probably very important. Vince, we got Inferno coming up next. Not necessarily everyone's favorite map, but 9C are pretty good at it, and like you pointed out towards the end of the last map, not necessarily the same is true for Paravision.
Yes. It's a small sample size, to be fair. They've only played it 4 times, and it's also without this core of 5 now. The core of the trio before Slaxy, Jez, and Hobbit was still there, of course. And they've also lost twice against 9Z directly. So, yeah, it doesn't bode well, I would have to say, in terms of the context of a second map of the Grand Finals. I will also just throw in the mix as well. We can obviously discuss this a bit later. The next map's Dust 2, which Paravision are good on, but I would like to remind you, 9Z beat Vitality on this map at the Cologne Major, and they lost to a really insanely powerful Spirit, 16-14 in OT on Dust 2. So I'm not getting too carried away, and I'm not trying not to look too far in the future. All I'm saying is it's looking pretty dicey for Paravision as it stands right now.
Well, I think that's really important context. Again, we don't know what's going to happen in the future. If we did, we'd be a lot richer, all of us. But
oh yes.
But yeah. But certainly, I think it's an interesting framing, right? Like I'm low-key hoping for a Paravision that shows up to Inferno and just plays, 10 times better than we expect, because that would be really fun, right? Like we're not saying Paravision could never win Inferno. We're just saying that so far there's been some problems on this map, and 9C haven't seemed to have the same ones, but you never really know. It's a new day, it's a new map, and it is a grand final. So once again, welcome back everybody. Paravision going to be starting on the CT side and 9C on the T side, and I'm seeing some utility but not a lot. And look at the second mid here. I've said this over and over again. This short push, I would almost guarantee you that's what they're doing here. Smoke and flashes as well on Max, so actually it might be the waterfall out of the apartment instead into pit. But they do love attacking the short side 9C. It is the most used strat they have. And oh, God! Sway gets caught in the air. What a shot! And Jame now sensing the pressure. The smoke is down towards Library. They've taken out Jame. It is perfectly executed from 9C. This is one of their all-time strats.
Yeah, we said this yesterday as well, right? When they played against Alliance. And they didn't use it as often against Alliance, even in rifle rounds.
They didn't. Yep.
So it is another thing to also mention is like it's an old faithful, but they didn't rely on it too heavily. And additionally, on top of that, and maybe I'm overthinking this a little bit, but when you consider how late Paravision ended their match, how much anti-stratting realistically could they have done in that time against 9Z?
Well, you gotta think that even before the tournament or during the tournament, they would have had a chance to take a look. I want to believe that for sure, but I do think in terms of what have you been doing in the last week versus the last month versus 3 months ago? I do think one of the big jobs for a top level team is trying to make sure that there's not a completely clear pattern. So, if you did a lot of, let's say A short rushes in the last week, then switching it up when you get to the grand final makes a lot of sense. And maybe you go back and you say, well, what were we doing 3 months ago? And you sort of hope that Paravision didn't dig deep enough to see the pattern and recognize, oh, it's the 9C from 3 months ago. This is a very, very hard level of Counter-Strike, in my opinion, to follow, and it's also kind of hard to show exactly how it works, but for sure, this is the kind of metagame that happens a lot between the teams, where you try to cycle through different things, so that you're not just all the time displaying the same stuff. And yeah, I think 9C, like you pointed out, against Alliance, they definitely were playing a different brand of Inferno. This time, a little bit back to something that they like doing. And now they're going to be testing out Banana, and their real job here is to dodge the 5.7s. I don't know what it is with 5.7s and Inferno. I do know it's the close range, but they're still pretty powerful.
Yeah, I think it's the close range, and it's how many different crossfires you can set up behind smokes and behind flashes. It really is so very powerful on a map like Inferno. Molotov down. Was Jello? I swear we just switched to Jello cam, and he's like got his head was resting on his fist. He's just not using his mouse.
Still need to.
Am I tripping? Am I mental?
No. Well, you are, but I still think you could be right. So
not for that reason, right? Yeah.
Oh, smoke is down again. They re-smoke it. This is a bit of a disaster. If they wait now, there's only going to be 20 seconds left on the clock. They run right through. Hobbits, there's the one. Deagle on Shallow. He's not resting any longer. 2 kills and 30 seconds. Can he get one more headshot now? The backup is starting to get there, but they power their way through. The DT with the superior firepower on the AK. He's taken down 2, and he's very low on health here. The bomb is getting planted, but nearly taken down as Mayan. Random bullets making their way through the smoke and almost piercing him. Sway and Jame left. A winnable round here for Paravision, and it would be huge for the momentum if they could turn it around. Coming through at the perfect time as DGT was trying to elevate himself on top of the box. And Mayan alone. They do not have a kit, but that doesn't matter. There's plenty of time in the round, and Jame, oh, he's checked it perfectly. A brilliant round from Paravision. 9C hoping to call the bluff. When that smoke goes down, they're trusting that there may be only one person, which is not uncommon, but in fact it was 3.
Hey man, you asked for it. You said you hope that, you know, Paravision will come through into Inferno and play to a way higher standard than we're expecting. Well, that's one hell of a way to announce your arrival. Winning this, even with DGT popping off with a couple. And I do also want to just put into context, yes, it looks bad for Paravision now in terms of their stats. Keep in mind, yes, it was with a different team. Obviously, that needs to be put into place. But Jane, when he played with VP, Inferno was one of their best maps. So in terms of his calling, in terms of his impact with AWPing, we know he individually can get it done, at least.
I like that you bring that up. I think those are the kind of things that, you know, if you dive a little bit deeper, and if you wanted to find a way to believe that Paravision could do this, it is important to think about the sort of past of an IGL like Jame and knowing that they could do stuff. I guess the only thing is, have they had enough practice or enough success to feel comfortable? But winning an early round like this one is obviously important. We're going to have 2 AKs even stolen over to the other side. Hobbit is there with the SMG, but again, I think it's totally fine. Trying to make their way through. Cello gets a shot, but Hobbit failing the spray. I actually am a little bit disappointed in that. I think that should have been at least stay alive, or at least just tag them up, but committing that hard to the fight and then not getting the kill doesn't feel quite right. They do have kits this time and a lot of utility on Paravision, but this is one of those rounds that is very losable if you're on the CT side.
Nate's missed. It was supposed to go in a pool, it bounced off, and it would have absolutely wrecked 2 players. I will highlight that 9Z wasted the Molotov by tossing it into the smoke, how they could use it right now. But it's going to be Max that runs and guns with a Tech 9 and claims 2 victims. Slaxy, Jez, and Sway go down to his hand, and now James is the next to fall, leaving Jello on a measly 23 HP with nothing to be done as DGT swings in. But I go back to that HG, Anders. If that lands in pool, it would have done a minimum 50 damage to each player, and it could have completely changed the outcome.
Yeah, no, you are dead on. Oh, you could see it bouncing kind of off the side right now with the steps instead. Also, big brain on Max. For the first kill, it's great. He gets that shot on Saxijez, but then pushing forward and taking down Shui in this corner, that is massive. It completely shuts down the wraparound from the coffins here. Yeah, the frustration is showing. Paravision, they fought hard to get the second round, and then they immediately drop everything on the floor. Not what you want to be seeing. Back to USPs. Oh, that looked like it was going to be a great meal for them on Paravision's side there, but sandwiches on the floor, Vince. There's no 5-second rule here, you know. Can't just pick them up and keep you. I don't know where I'm going with this, but stack at the bomb site.
Yep, the good old stack. Nothing to really play with Paravision. I do agree though, man. Like you really have shot yourself in the foot on that one. It's almost the worst case scenario. You start economy in, you reset your round loss bonus. You'd have a Zeus in play as well. It's not going to get utilized anytime soon. And then you immediately lose. Now, I think they're going to be able to afford an AWP from Jello. And again, we know Jame, he will always prioritize an AWP if he can get his hands on one. But it does mean that I'm expecting and anticipating a severe lack of utility and maybe no kits going into the next round.
The lack of utility is kind of disastrous on Inferno. I mean, it is a map that is, I think, primarily known for CT side utility. The retake grenades at top banana, making sure you can throw the right incendiary for the retakes as well. I mean, they're hard to do already, but if you don't have utility, it's even harder. Okay, the bomb, claim 1, assisted by some nice USP bullets. I don't know. No, there's nothing I think Paravision could have done in this round, so not really worth talking about. But it will be a 3-1 scoreline here. And let's see how Paravision do if they can manufacture something. Again, this is a map that we already expect them to have a bit of a hard time on. And the fact that they fail after winning the second round, I just feel like it's gonna take some of the wind out of their sails.
They do go for the AWP drop. It means Yellow's got a smoke. Typically, one of those players you're looking at to have impact, and MP9 for Hobbit, that's allowing him to have a kit at least. There's not much in terms of the utility front, is there? And they've already expended a fair chunk of it early doors. Look at DGT, how aggressive he is into balcony straight away.
Yeah, and Luchov as well at top banana. He pushed through the smoke there, so on all fronts, 9C are trying to be a step ahead and catch Paravision off guard. And I don't know if that's a sign of the confidence or if it's part of the game plan coming into this, saying, let's just see if we can run them down. Jame with the AWP, all in position. You miss a shot here, you're going to die 100% of the time. And the boost up on the other side, this actually could be devastating. Oh, but he's so smart. Maximum awareness out of Jame. I did not think he was going to be able to peek that. Oh, they need this, though. He tried his very best on the opening map as well. He's been one of the core features of this team, and that kill could really make a difference.
There is the answer to my question, Anders. They have 100% been doing their homework, even on the late hour shifts. Because one thing to do the homework before the event starts, it's another to keep up to date with it. And keep in mind, it's 19 that have used that boost time after time against Alliance. Really awkward spray from Luchov. Should have been getting that kill.
Yeah, Hobbit, I've been enjoying him coming into this team, but I feel like in the Grand Final so far, I've seen a number of times where I'm really not sure what he's up to. And in that same position, again, like he should have been dead 10 out of 10 times there. He will be now with a grenade a little bit late, but at least they're on the site, and Jame on the flank is dead. Kind of a disaster, because that means they can't recover the AWP either. I'm not sure they can recover the round. They do not have a smoke, but there is a kit on Cello. Still plenty of time on that bomb, but DGT out here, he's taking over the AWP duties. Russell Peak will get a headshot, and good double spray from Cello, but again, the problem is that the third man out here in DGT, wide swing, full confidence, will take him down. High fives on the side of 9C as they pick up what could have been a tricky round there. But yeah, I'm just not sure about Hobbit's play in that CT spawn position. I feel like he looks uncomfortable.
Luchov is going to have a wry smile on his face because he knows he kind of dropped the ball there massively. He had a real fumble. I agree. Like, Hobbit just seems completely uncomfortable. He's typically a player, when I think of Hobbit on Inferno in his glory days, he was so good when he played pool on T side or CT side. It was just an area he always had so much success with. But right now, he just seems like he's kind of lost at sea. I don't know if it's lack of communication between him and the rest of the team or what. But man, this has been a really horrible start to the half. Like, you had that moment of belief kicked in the second round when they win with the 5-7s, and since then it's just been a disaster class. It's just everything's gone wrong.
They don't have a lot of time to fix those kind of issues. And unfortunately, when they happen in rounds like these where, you finally have a buy to put together, you immediately go back to pistols and smokes. Again, we've discussed this previously on Inferno, but the whole point here is to try and slow things down enough that you force the T's to make a mistake when there's only, let's say, 30, 35 seconds left. A smoke's always going to be valuable on the CT side, but I think a good way to think about it is that the value of a smoke on the CT side increases the less time there is in the round. So yeah, at a minute, smoke's pretty fun, but with 20 seconds left, a smoke could absolutely murder the round for the T side. So let's see if they can successfully keep some of them alive towards the end.
Yeah, which is a completely spot-on take on it, I would say, Anders, and why in that previous round and when they focus getting the AWP early on, and I was discussing like it's going to be a lack of utility. It's going to be, a really rough ask for them to hold on. And then they kind of just used their utility in the first 20, 30 seconds of the round afterwards. So you have nothing left at the end. Hobbit may be able to get a big 5-7 here. Shuts down the first player, but it's a one and done, and that's all he could have really hoped for.
And again, speaking of the timing, right? They did put down a smoke, but there was 40 seconds still left, or maybe more when that smoke went down, and Hobbit is alone. So not necessarily successfully kind of manipulating the time, but you could also look on the other side of that and say 9C, they know these rounds exist, so they probably do try and push it a little bit earlier than you would. Again, the risk is that if you just wait out every smoke, if 9C stopped at banana and said, okay, let's wait this one out, there could be another one on the other side. And there wasn't this time, but if there was, then 9C did do the right move in pushing through. So I think it's also just awareness from 9C that even though you know the utility's not really going to be there, the smokes are worth considering. Paravision, they tried it. They didn't make it work. It's going to be a 5th round now for 9C.
Also keep in mind that we've seen 9Z play Inferno multiple times, most notably against Alliance, who are incredibly good on this map. And it was their T sides that struggled. They were consistently unable to really get kicked off in those maps. So the fact they're 5-1 in the lead already and making this look easy for the most part, and it's like if I'm trying not to throw too much shade towards Paravision here, but 9Z are kind of in cruise control. You've got 9-1 and DGT. He's just popping off wherever he wants to. Luchov hasn't had a great map. We know he's very good on Inferno typically, especially on that CT side. Alarm bell's ringing for sure. Spray from Jello gets one. But they now know he's up close on sandbags. Good utility though. Luchov takes 2 nades in his pocket and down he falls.
I think 9C really trying to press the momentum advantage that they have in going for those early fights. It backfires here, but I don't hate the idea. You must feel like Paravision are in a weird state. So maybe you could have caught them off guard there. Max trying. Yeah, and I don't think anyone could say that you're throwing too much shade at Paravision. Like, on the other hand, it would be a bit delusional to pretend like this is just fine and you know, and there aren't any issues here on Inferno. Definitely been the case so far, but this is a round that they simply must win. Like, you got the 5-on-3, you haven't really taken any significant damage. Cello maybe a little bit here. B execute is always very likely when the T's are a man or two down. It just is very often what people end up doing, and it's partly because, especially with this kind of a setup you see on the defensive of Paravision, if you could just get 1 kill on the guy playing coffins, at least you probably get a bomb plant. But now Paravision have actually turned it into a bit of an offense. This could be very risky, and this is the reason why Wasso Peak takes the head of Hobbit. 27 seconds, and now we're down to a 2-man defense. Paravision, come on. This can't be a lost round for them. 20 seconds on the clock. James is in position, but a flash on over, and he is swiped away. Deep grenade. He pushes in front of the Weiss. He would have been dead. And they're checking the back line. They know it. Wasso Peak with a headshot on Cello. 8 seconds on the clock, and the bomb goes down. Paravision! They should have had this every single time, but they got too adventurous. They wanted to catch them out on that top banana position, and the whole thing blows up in their face. And now it is panic time.
It is full panic station. Alarm bell ringing in the distance. Jane has to try and calm everyone. Put that resolve into play. Slaxy 0 and 5 needs to find his first kill of the map. After a weak first opportunity, he is going to be picking up 2. Huge. But DGT against a very low Jane. 1 bullet will seal the deal, and it is going to go the way of 9Z. A 5 versus 3. Why the hell is Hobbit pushing into banana?
That is a question for the ages. We're gonna have to launch a full-on investigation, possibly get the United Nations involved to try and see if they can put down some sort of, you know, Security Council resolution to stop Hobbit from doing this. I couldn't tell you. I don't have the answers. I'm just a yapper, Vince. I'm just yapping, and I really don't know what happened.
Do you know, Anders, to me, it just absolutely reeks of desperation. You're in a 5 versus 3. You're pushing a smoke into banana just to see where the enemy team is to try and catch them off guard. Do you have no confidence in the ability of your teammates to win a 5v3 round? Everything was in your favor. Everything you could have asked for. And you just threw it away for absolutely no reason whatsoever.
Well, 6-1 is the scoreline. That's the kind of play that it really is head-scratching. like, we all understand the upside. Sure, like, it's unlikely that someone's going to be pushing through that smoke. So you could catch 9C with, you know, with their pants down, so to speak. That's great. But there's this risk-reward calculation that you want to be doing most of the time. And the risk is you might end up losing the 5v3. The reward is you even further secure a round. That's probably like 95% won. So is that really worth like the extra 5% there to try and get a kill and get it to 100? Probably not. They've left Hobbit alone on this side of the map. He has got a smoke and possibly some more utility on the ground somewhere. You got to hope that that's the case. Otherwise, with 50 seconds, one smoke is not that much. And then they 4-man stack the A bomb site. It's a very common setup. 4-1 splits. They want to test Hobbit again, and why not?
He's alone. Completely, forever alone. That goes to show the amount of respect that James still has for Hobbit, though, to be fair. Like, trying to desperately crowbar a positive into this. You'd have understood if they said, right, screw this, we're switching it up, Hobbit, you're going to A. Someone else goes B. Spray through is decent. Wazopeak dropped down to 1 HP, 20 seconds on the clock. It's more than enough time, considering it is a 1 versus 5. To get the bomb planted. It's going to be a save, yeah, 100%. I don't know if Hobbit will be allowed to get out of it. Nope. Luchov nails him through the smoke, so he's the sacrificial lamb one more time. And his face died for this? Seriously?
Ooh, yeah, that's another good point, isn't it? I mean, you can't take that away from Paravision, right? They did play an absolutely sick semi-final, but they've come into today looking different. Not quite the same attitude, not quite the same impact. And I don't know if it's Paravision or if it's 9C just being very well prepped and you know, having the upper hand in terms of the mental game right now. The save here on the side, I don't necessarily hate it. I know people are going to meme about it, but again, it's not an unusual pick to say, we hope that the stack works. If it doesn't, then, you know, what can we do? But given where the game is at the moment here, we're talking about the first half of Inferno here. T-sides can be good, but a 7-1 lead is still really overpowering, yeah. Looking a little bit dejected is Hobbit.
Understandably, it's been a real rough map for him thus far, hasn't it? It's not been all his fault. I mean, he's not helped himself much, but it's been a collective failure, I think it's safe to say, for Paravision. And we kind of expected it. We did talk about Inferno not being a good map for Paravision recently. We didn't know if Hobbit and Slaxy Jez was going to be the injection of success that they so desperately required on this map, but we did expect this would go the way of 9Z. I didn't expect it to be this one-sided, though. I'll be real. I thought we'd see more of a fight. Oh, there you go.
Okay. Like to see that. Luchov, though, he is going to be playing Banana when they switch to the CT side, and he is one of the best Banana players in the world right now. So, scary to consider, given how Paravision are doing at the moment. But yeah, the double nade back there. Nice little gift. Max out of the round. Yeah, Max is not yelling here. He's been great, must say. Cello goes down. It's Wazopeak beating the timing. He just put down the smoke there to try and hold them back. The bomb is further back. It's a bit weird. They have the bomb site, but not the bomb.
Yep, going to be retrieving that now. However, that smoke on CT is going to start to fade. They do have extra surplus utility, though, to deal with that problem. Being right in front of Zway's face. I mean, I'll get into that point as well, where Paravision, like, I understand you want to save. I understand it's the percentage play. You're running out of rounds. At some point, you're going to have to start to try and use something. Because if you go through to this next half, like 10-2, 11-1 down, it's basically over.
It does feel that way, doesn't it? Like, yeah, you're going to have the economy. You're just not going to have any rounds. I love the fact as well that they're so chilled out, 9C, that getting the bomb site and then having to spend like 15 seconds running back to pick up the bomb, they just have enough utility to just redeploy all the smokes and just do it again. Like, then there's no stress, there's no pressure. That in a different world, that could have been a round where actually forgetting the bomb back there could cost you something, you know, a lot more. The CTs get into position, like everyone's rotated over, they're ready to catch you as you're jumping across or shooting through the smoke or any number of things. But none of that was happening. We got some fans. I saw, yeah, Mayan's shirt there as well. Wazopeak. possibly family or something related. But regardless, they've got support, and they've got their the owner down in front, which is pretty cool as well. And they must be happy right now. 8-1 in favor of 9C. Second map of the grand finals here. Hasn't been much to talk about on the Paravision side. I mean, yeah, it is fun to see Max kind of put together these rounds. His calling, I think, has been amazing. DGT's rifling has been, I would say, serviceable. He's at 11-1, Vince.
Yeah, he's having a great game, isn't he? Had a lot of big rounds as well over on Mirage. After a pretty lackluster event overall by his very high standards. Has to be mentioned, I think I said this yesterday, he's like 0.15 below his average over the last 6 months at this event. So this is one hell of a time for him to show us truly what he is capable of doing. And we've been focusing a lot on the negatives of Paravision, and I think that's fair. You know, we've got to give criticism where we see it. I do want to shine a lot of praise on 9Z, though, because I have my doubts if they would be able to mentally withstand this grand finals. Again, their run in playoffs has been pretty poor up until this event. But credit to them, they look so comfortable. They look like they've done this many times over.
Look at the call as well. They've bullied them on B so much that now Paravision put 3 people at the B bomb site. And, oh wait, are they going to turn it into a split? They might turn it into a B split. I was going to say they might hit the A bomb site because it looked like it, but this feels more like it could be splitting through CT spawn with 30 seconds left. Jame, really great timing on the shot on Wasso Peak, but are Paravision ready? This can be a hard strat to stop on the CT side, because you have to do so many calls to figure out where the T's are actually coming from. 20 seconds on the clock. Smoke going down again, and Slaxy, that spray should seal the deal. The bomb is on the wrong side of the smoke. Luchov, strong headshot on Hobbit, but again, 10 seconds. The bomb is making its way down, and Mayan, he had no chance to clear every corner. It's a really elaborate strategy, and even though this is now a 2-on-4 and the round is over, I want to say 9C could have won this round in a number of different ways, so pretty scary nonetheless.
Trying to overcomplicate it, perhaps, to a degree.
Yeah, maybe, but you know what? I'm not gonna. I feel like Max he's been doing great work here. But you're probably right. Like, this one of those moments where the strat does become a little bit elaborate. If they would have gone straight back to A, that would have been, he would have been in their mind. If they stack B and then he hits the other bomb site, that would have been fun to see.
That was a good shot landed from James as well, though. That definitely helped matters. So I'd give a bit of credit across to Paravision. James gets aggressive. There's a smoke down there, and he's going to have to back away. I do definitely resonate with your point, though, that because they've conditioned and constantly hammered and peppered over on the B side, you're seeing early presence again. 3 players strong on B. They do not have confidence on this whatsoever, and now they're going to be making moves from on middle.
And they're doing it so fast here. Again, hitting that short side like we've been discussing quite a bit. James, though, with the flick, he is alone. Smoke is going off towards library, which I don't think anyone knows in CT spawn. There's already someone here. Yeah, they're running with the knives out. That's because of that library smoke. Nobody saw that coming. Slaxy and Hobbit, 2 versus 2. As Slaxy gets a kill, Hobbit waiting for his teammate to get.
Hi guys, I'm back.
Is much delayed once again.
Strickles, thank you so much for the follow and kick,
like
man. Appreciate it.
9C like to roll at the moment. They're not in a hurry to get the bombs planted. They want to make sure they can clear out the bomb site first. Molotov to make sure no one can push in. And they will punch in the digits here. Paravision absolutely must win the last couple of rounds, and they actually step into the flames. They must hear that on the bomb side, I think.
Oh, they did, for sure. They're not sure if it's both players or just one, though. So although it is a bit of intel, it's not as valuable. And now DGT still has to try and hold on with Crossfire. Mayan still not sure as to whether Archer's been pushed into. Totally on point. HE and Molotov just wrecks DGT. And Mayan now with 3 kills has to go above and beyond. He could just break the hearts of Paravision, but Hobbit is going to hold on for dear life and secure a 3rd round.
Okay,
good try.
Criticizing Hobbit a bit, but a double kill for him in this one, super important. And the fact that Slaxy was right on top of the bomb with the kit, not a lot of time left there. So for a second, I thought, man, if he dies in the wrong position there, Slaxy, then they don't have time to run back and pick up the kit. But don't have to worry. Paravision win the round. And a good incendiary as well into the pit to start that retake with. They put a lot of pressure on that pit player for 9C. We're in round number 12. Money's not a problem for the T side. And CTs have picked up a couple of AKs here. I don't think 4 rounds is going to be quite enough for Paravision, but let's just see if they can manufacture something out of nothing. If they get the 4th round and win the pistol on the second half, then maybe there is a way. Oh, that is so aggressive. I think you pointed this out earlier when they were really far up in the apartments, and you could see again they want to be able to catch some of those early A players unaware that someone could already be there.
Yeah, and this also plays havoc as well with where Paravision want to stack. Because that much aggression early on in apps, you're not sure if there's more players behind that. If you're about to get pushed into, James also is down to 51. Had to use a smoke and a HE to just repel DGT from fully swinging into him. So they're keeping 3 players over because nothing else has happened. They're just playing hell with the mind games. And now Hobbit was thinking about pulling back, but decides against it. Now he's moving through on CT side, but is it too late?
He might just get there in time. And actually, you're right. It is a good road. Oh, wait. He second-guessed himself. He's now starting to run back a little bit further as they turn the corner. It's Wasopeak going down to Sway's grenade, assisted by James doing some earlier damage. 30 seconds on the clock here. Strong headshot. And now, yeah, you can fall back into the pit. All the pressure on 9C. They already have a lot of rounds, but why not get a 9th if you can? DGT takes one of them down, but with 20 seconds.
What?
Okay, in the back.
That's straight.
That's an absolutely wild
That's
flick
straight.
from Luchov. How did he spin around on this one? But it does leave one player with 11 health left here.
Push it.
Bomb being attempted, but it's not really the thing that's going to make the difference here. And I think he's simply isolated and running out of time. He can't plant the bomb any longer.
Nice.
He wanted somebody to peek to try and get a kill. Not going to happen. 4 rounds for Paravision at the end of the half. I don't think it's worth celebrating. And what's really frustrating to think about is the fact that they won that second round and then threw away the third. If they hadn't done that, those 4 rounds maybe could have been, you know, I want to say all the way up to maybe like 6 or 7 rounds or something in the first half. It would have been very different.
Yeah, some credit to James and the rest of Paravision for somewhat, at least attempting a comeback at the end. I don't think 4 rounds is going to be enough, but it's a hell of a lot better than where it was looking like it was headed beforehand. Making those adjustments, stacking 3 players early on B, getting the grenades down early, and forcing Max to prioritize A just a little bit more, which didn't really work out that much when you think about it, even with some early aggression from DGT. There's at least a lifeline out. If there is a way they can maybe start to get back into this, see second pistol is going to be of the utmost importance.
They absolutely need to make this work here. The problem is, like we said, 9C, their CT side here is going to be strong. Luchov, kind of a demon playing that banana position. Looking at the ratings for him, I was honestly, I don't know, I was a bit surprised. I didn't have him immediately sort of in the back of my mind. So when I went to look yesterday at some of the stats for this stuff, you know, right now, technically in the top 20, it's Snow, but only with 24 rounds played. Luchov has like 138 rounds in the last 3 months. And for the B banana position, his rating is 161. So crazy stuff. Yekindar then, Exertion, that's kind of like the top 4 kind of list there. I don't know if it necessarily counts Snow at the moment. There's just not enough rounds to really think about. But yeah, Luchov is very, very good looking in the top 20. And that's something that Paravision will have to try and fight through now.
Here's a stat for you as well. So I was going to say, I need to see more from Slaxy Jez. I was looking into his pro career. Yes, it's quite new. He's not been around for that long. He's only got 2 previous pro games on Inferno in record.
Oh, wow.
And his last one was back in November of last year.
That's an uphill battle to have, right? You don't have the confidence, you don't have all the protocols down, you don't have like that fluidity that you can sometimes get when you're so used to playing a position and your teammates next to you, like you understand what you're doing. So that is a bit of a struggle here. Let's see how this one plays out. 15 seconds left before we get into the second half. Second map here, the Grand Finals in China. It's the XSE Pro League. If you are just joining us, then a big welcome. Shout out to you guys. Some of you have been with us the whole way through. It's been a really long tournament with a bit of a break between the group stage and the playoffs. And it's been fun, honestly. We've had some very cool matches. We got to see Cash a couple of times. Cash is also the 5th map in this series, assuming that we can get there, which at this stage, we're only going to really be able to do if Paravision start to wake up and start to get some of these players online a little bit more. Second half is live, and 9C, if they win this pistol, can't see them giving up Inferno. So all of this is on Paravision. Celo's jumping while getting flashed into the fight here. Counter grenade comes out, and the bomb, though, is on the other side. Paravision, they look to be faking this out a little bit.
Trying to draw away a couple of rotations, and so far it's been successful. Luchov and Max making moves away. It's leaving DGT alone. I mean, I say that he is basically a one-man army this match. 13 kills to his name. Head and shoulders above everyone else on the server. Now Paravision slowly maneuvering their way into Boiler. The smoke is going to give away the plan for the time being, at least, as the smoke goes through into arches and brackets. Now they're going to be pushing short, but there's multiple players here. What a shot from Max.
Nice one.
Bit keeps it going as well. You're right. Catches him in the air and then shuts down Hobbit. They want to wrap around. They want to almost do what 9C themselves did on the T side. But they have been running into a bit of a wall here on the defense. Max can't find another one, and somehow, someway, Paravision fought their way back in the round.
Push, push,
but
push.
now DGT has shown up, and like you said, he has been
Nice
a
one.
monster so far. Just runs down
Defuse it.
game. No hostages being taken here, and he's on the bomb. It's a 10-second defuse, but Sway can't know that. He has to eventually go and peek it. Oh, he actually comes back on the defuse, and Sway's going to be walking in slow but sure. Cue the Jaws theme as he
Good
gets
try,
a
but
quad
no
kill
cigar.
Sway and gets the pistol for the Paravision team.
I understand he's got 10 seconds. I'm really surprised he decided to stick it that time, though, the third time of asking.
What a balls, man. Balls of steel.
It is unbelievable, by the way, that Paravision have fought their way back into this round after Max gave them every single advantage they could hope for. 2 quick-fire frags on the approach, and they still lose. So
Good try, though.
Paravision discussing again how he looked lost at sea, completely marooned. Hobbit looked like he wanted to be anywhere but here. Well, now they've got a real opportunity to close the gap, to close the noose, and more importantly than that, get into this best-of-5 grand finals. They are 1-0 down already, and they lost their choice of Mirage.
It's a closer game than this one feels like, but maybe it could be done, although DGT has got more to say. The force up with the FAMAS, and he's already picked up a kill. Luchov is there with a smoke, and it feels like they are going to try and almost leave him alone here. It's a risk, but we already had this discussion in the first half. It's probably worth taking these kind of risks. Yeah, smoke goes down, and they're hoping to funnel them into the 4-man stack over at the other side of it. He goes back to pick up another smoke. Paravision tried to do this and failed, if you remember. If 9C can make it work against them, that almost feels like it's adding insult to injury. There's another smoke at 48 seconds. The timing really is important for those numbers. Like, every pro player will know when that expires. And it doesn't seem like Luchov has another smoke behind him, so he's... Oh, they're bringing back DGT. Okay, so timing there to try and get another player back in there. It makes sense. They're also pushing down middle, Vince. Wait a minute. This could be a nightmare. 25 seconds. They're running in there, but the flank is going to be quick. And as a result, the kills on the bomb side have to be just as quick. Celo does get one. Max almost shooting him in the back. I think that's Jame on the other side with a Mac 10. The bomb is planted, and I think they might have dodged a bullet on this one. Paravision, they were about to get shot in the back, and James steps it up, flashed in by Sway. They just barely thread the needle here. They needed this round so badly. It would have been a calamity if they'd lost another second round.
Oh man, I gotta feel bad. I think it was Main that was stood behind Max, and he was spraying at Max and just hit a stray bullet on Main around the corner straight in the head. Didn't even have a chance to do anything. And now under heavy duress, but will deny another weapon away. And Huazo peak on 26 health may not be long for this world either. Zway is in hot pursuit. He can sense that weakness. Timing though is going to be against it, but he still gets the kill all the same as Huazo peak whiffs out on his spray. There will be no survivors. And you wouldn't know it from Zoe's reaction, but Paravision starting to mount a bit of a comeback. There was a question, who is the IGL of 9Z? That would be Max.
He might unfairly be one of those people that I just kind of forget about when you're talking about like IGLing, but this tournament is... I'm going to try and do a better job of remembering this in the future. I feel like he's called a really, really good tournament in a number of moments. Maybe especially in this grand final, it's been cool to see. 8-6, round number 15. limited funds, couple of grenades, couple of upgraded pistols, but Paravision, I mean, starting to roll something forward. We've been fairly skeptical of their chances on Inferno, but it doesn't mean we can't be convinced otherwise. If they get through some clean rounds here, then 9Z could also, you know, fall victim to the pressure of the grand final. And, you know, sometimes that happens after you've had a big lead and you suddenly realize, wait a minute, that big lead is evaporated. Now the other team is kind of back in, so that could happen.
Into what I was talking before about it almost being like a roller coaster in a best of 5, and you have to ride the highs and the lows. It's very unlikely that one team is going to stay at their A game, all guns blazing the entire series through. So you just have to try and, you know, stand as long as you can and assume that eventually things will start to go in your favor a little bit more. And that's the position that Paravision are in now.
They only have one smoke.
It's so important though that when you do
3
have
flashes on one Molotov, they should consider. Okay, never mind.
Molly down now onto the side, 25 seconds, getting aggressive is Max, but he gets punished for his troubles. Another player in Shadow, surely going to check this, and even if he didn't, Mayan only had a USP. He had a 5-7, it could have got interesting.
I was about to say they should consider, you know, mollying the dark.
In a way,
the secret.
It's a low bar to clear what you're asking for to win rounds like these. And it's not like you're going to get a lot of high fives or praise for winning against, you know, a couple of upgraded pistols and no armor. But you are going to get a lot of criticism if you end up losing it. So you must clear that bar. You're absolutely right. Like, we're in a grand final here. If you make those kind of mistakes of your Paravision, which they didn't in this round, but yeah, if you start to do that, then the hope of really having a strong finish to the tournament, they start to fade.
But then again, my audience are not
round
all of
16 now. We're in
and not all of my audience are
7
Pinoy
territory. Paravision, I would say already, I'm impressed with what they brought into the second half.
By the way, guys, later on,
9:45
p.m.
Yeah, they're summoning some strength here.
We're being approved as a co-streamer for Valorant and Dota.
People motivated. Cello also individually is playing well. Sway's playing well.
After this match, whoever wins this match, the series, I'm gonna hop on to Valorant.
Is the big
9 p.m.
in the fact that he hasn't played the map that much at all in his career.
35 or 45?
So
but
we can't expect maybe the world, but a couple of kills here and there can make all the difference. A minute on the clock and they got top banana
so
control.
I was being approved to stream it on
a little bit of pressure on the arch side with the smoke.
YouTube.
And sometimes that's enough to draw
Twitch and
another player over to this side, especially now that you've been spotted. Yeah, Sway, I think, is just trying to keep 3 people at this A bomb site, and he's done so successfully.
Nice.
That's good from Luchov though.
There's damage.
The damage as well across the Hobbit.
Max, okay. Bye-bye.
This
was 6. Bye-bye.
Behind the pillar, gets nailed
He
by
just took over the side, man.
Standing up, having some impact finally after a lackluster series. And his kills have essentially
didn't deploy the smoke. It was just
scoreline.
Holding it.
Down what, 8-1 at one point?
Yes, they were. And just as we're talking about Slaxy Jazz, what a time to do that.
This is best of 5.
In some sense,
so 5 matches or 5 maps.
It's not a very advanced round, but that one smoke and the little looking from Sway over at Boiler, it does draw back.
We're live on Kick, Twitch,
before he
Rumble,
did that,
and
was the third man
Rumble,
side.
YouTube, and TikTok.
Yeah, it's not super complicated. But that following, and then obviously you're getting the double entry on the last 2 people that are actually at the B bomb side. That kind of is the cherry on top. But yeah, sometimes the strats don't have to be super complicated. I guess I don't know what the right phrasing is, but saying that something is you know, simple, it's not a criticism. Like it could even be like
was my team pick
a bit of an advantage in certain moments, I think.
Paravision.
Yeah, sometimes simplicity.
I know 9Z won the first map, but I'm still
when Max was hitting B over and over and over again. They noticed
putting my money on Paravision.
Most out of it.
Paravision
came through and they started to overcomplicate things. It started to come apart at the seams. They lost the last 3 rounds of the half, hitting A and trying these kind of late rotations through on CT spawn side. Now is he going to be calling the timeout as suddenly things get a little bit dicey for them? And another kind of worrying sign or trend I will say is, if you cast your mind back to the game that 9Z played against Alliance,
Jackie, thank you so much for the follow on TikTok.
Inferno,
Appreciate it.
Mayan had an unbelievable.
Next, thank you so much for joining in. Norlin, thank you so much for the like.
Why they won that. And were able
Liking
to
the
win
live
series.
on TikTok.
On the
Appreciate you guys.
side in particular, he dropped to 1.57. Like, just insane amounts of impact, right? He's 3-11. What happens if he doesn't show up today?
Good question. At this stage, they do need him. I think you've isolated an important variable. Oh, we've had our eyes on Snacksy just a little bit, but maybe we'll side Mayan for a second. Our position is hard to flash here. Grenade is down. Cello, good spray down, but Luchov is there. Double peek coming in. And that should also tell you there's three people on the site here. Hobbit, he decides to take the fight straight to Luchov. Not a fight that I would have predicted Hobbit to win, but he does. They know that Max is here because he threw the grenade out. So it's a double peek plus the grenade. They can do the math on that one. The bomb is still dropped back on the ramp. So Paravision, they're not in a hurry. They're waiting. They've got Sway lurking over on the other side of the map. And only Wasso Peak remains on the A-bomb site. So let's see if James can call this mid-round again. He is, I think, one of the more impressive captains in that sense. But right now they are investigating the only stack on the map here. 2 people at the B-bomb site.
Positions for each other, though. They can play off one another. Mayan from Shadow. Baiting Max in close. Smoke now down 30 seconds. That's going to last so long that Paravision
Valorant
can no
actually
longer
started
hit B comfortably. And they're rotating.
5 minutes ago.
Needs kills. They line up for him. Double spray. And that could very well be the round that goes with it. Triple for Huazo. Saving the day for 9Z.
That is quite something. Catching them as they're rotating back, and I love what you said. The time in the round. We brought up this point earlier, but the later it is, the
I
more
think it's
powerful
going to
the
be a
smoke
3-0.
become. And with 29 seconds,
For
that
9Z.
would leave you no time to get onto the bomb site. So they're
Too
forced
early
back.
to tell, by the way.
And he took the fight
Too early,
straight to
anything
them.
can
They were
happen.
Not expecting to get peaked there. Huge double to begin
If
with. Even if guys afterwards,
Paravision
it would have been fine, but he
lose this
doesn't.
one,
12 kills.
better,
So 9.
the better win 3 straight.
And that's in spite of Paravision. I think actually getting into
3
a
in a
strong
row.
position at the start of that round. But yeah, the smoke going down at B really turned the tables on Paravision. Now they got a Mac 10, and that could signal that they could be a little bit quicker. Again, they could have bought something else for Hobbit. They have money to do something else. There's 3 unhelmeted people on the 9C side. So even the Mac 10 there, I'd love to see Hobbit tossed into the madness of this round. That'd be cool.
Has had a bit of a resurgence as well since a very rough CT side. Up to 10 and 14 now. Far from peak levels, but recovery. Just shy of a minute. Very deep passive defense from 9Z though. Back in pit with 2 players. Back in library for Max. Great shot.
Get the job done. Burst the EDT. Wants to continue. 17th kill for him. And Paravision not even really getting close to this one, it feels like. Smoke up, flash in his eyes. And trying to wrap around. That's such a great shot from Wazo Peak. His teammate was going to get shot in the back. Coming through the smoke. Actually, not a bad move for Hobbit to try and do that. But yeah, Wazo Peak more than ready. And James, if he had teammates anywhere else on the map, this actually could be a fun round. Best he could do right now, I think, is plant the bomb. Get the kill here, obviously, on Mayan beforehand. And then, yeah, it's going to put some pressure on 9C.
Mayan is unaware of James.
5 against James. This would
Probably
be
a knife kill.
one of the
He made some
all-time
noise.
greatest clutches if he could get it. But they're still waiting. Wait, he misses the shot, Mayan. 6 seconds. The bomb is going to be planted. All right.
Yep. Have any
One step
utility?
in the right direction here.
Probably smoke.
Can he pick up the AWP? He can. He's going to need all the bullets for this one. 9C.
He made
should
so
still
much
have it in the
noise,
bag,
man.
But if you lose this one, it's no joke to say it could unravel the entire grand final for 9C. And James wants to be tricky with him. You know he can be. Oh, but Luchov is hiding. What a great attempt for James. If there was anyone in the server that I would trust to
Made so much
try
noise.
to find a way to do that, it would be James. But 9C have played it well enough, and they're going to get the round.
Because if he knife kills, what's the name of the guy? If he knife kills that guy, Mayan,
Check his back there if the crowd isn't shouting.
there's a big possibility that they won't be able to plant the bomb on time.
That's probably true.
I do agree though, man. If James would have won that round, that was the proper combo breaker. That was the back-breaking moment, I think, for 9Z. They've been calm, cool, and collected, but they would have got a whole bunch more flustered if that went against them. great hold from Plazo. I think you nailed it as well. Saving his teammate, allowing him to just bolster up that defense a little bit more. Paravision are able to buy again. Down 2 rounds, and these last couple of just running into a brick wall, the South Americans.
It's only 2 rounds separating them, but for a minute there, it did feel like Paravision they kind of found the right rhythm here on the T side. CT side was not what we were hoping for necessarily. Looks like Paravision are gearing up for, you see them in second mid and up in the apartments, so very strong signal that something is going to be happening. I want to assume that they have to, like Hobbit surely has to try and smoke off that top banana position just to keep the, no, he's going to smoke library instead, or pit, little pits. And they're just going to go for it. They're not even faking the bomb site. They're just running straight in there. And the headshots to follow. That worked perfectly. My only concern in this round is when you give up banana that hard on the T side, you have no idea if the CTs are pushing down. Now, the CTs weren't. They were, in fact, just smoking that top banana position over and over again. I guess, in theory, Hobbit could have heard those smokes and said, well, as long as they're smoking top banana, they themselves won't know. Like, in some sense, 9C end up smoking themselves out of the information. But yeah, it can be scary when you're that committed to one side and you don't know if the CTs are pushing. We saw that happen on Mirage as well, where a 9C on the CT side of Mirage were pushing out and catching Paravision in some of those moments, but not at all this time.
They don't have enough utility.
I think this goes as well to show that Paravision have definitely done their homework, because one consistent factor with 9Z, and we saw them play Alliance twice or 3 times in this event on Inferno, was that they did not play proactively on their CT side at all. We didn't see them try and take banana control. We didn't see them push apps very often either. And so that could be something that Paravision and James have realized, and they're trying to exploit as much as possible. Good shot in the end. Holds onto his M4 so they can go back and get another purchase. But especially when you have 3 players over on B, that's surely the time where if you are going to play aggressive, you have enough utility and enough firepower in order to kind of brute force your way down and get early banana control. But it's fascinating to me to see how few teams do this.
No, not Thai.
Yeah, it seems to almost be like a team personality question.
Are you 9Z or Paravision? What's your team?
But it feels like they are pretty far and few between. And there's so much to be accomplished by doing it. For one thing, the rotation time to mid and the A bomb site, if you're already at the bottom of banana, is very short. So you could put pressure on that early on if there is some sort of an attack. 10-9. I like that round from Paravision, and I like the fact that they committed so hard to the plan and not sort of the indecision that we sometimes see creeping into the mid rounds for Paravision, where they have many plans and they sort of keep shuffling back and forth for a while. That was not in that last round. Top banana. Fight here for Shello. Oh, the flash is...
Was that a team flash or...
Never stood a chance, but great return from Max. Are they going to be aware there's a third player here? They might not. DGT was flashed, though, coming in.
What the...
A double headshot. They must have lined up for him.
Team kill. Team damage.
Oh,
there he goes. There you go.
They had him behind the sandbags. Finally, they get rid of him. What a fortunate turn of events there for Max.
Team damage.
Absolutely killed Paravision.
He wasn't able to kill the sandbag guy.
Just brutality. Still a minute left on the clock, so what he's going to be taking forward, be the spearhead of the operation. And
was it Max or Lucho?
See if he can find himself an entry. Still healthy. And Jane behind him. This round's still not done just yet. 9Z additionally rotating 2 players over onto A.
Yeah, and look at the smoke that they threw up here on the T side. They're doing that while James is holding bottom banana. So I think, in a weird way, that smoke towards library or little pit is actually to try and force a peek at top banana. You're hoping that someone on the CT side will investigate and die, but they're not doing that.
They're gonna go for it.
Them with the discipline here. Mayan is in the back. He's been much criticized. The chat are memeing about him all the time at the moment. He's got 4 kills. He just needs 1 in this corner, and the round
1 smoke, 2 grenades. That's all.
A lot of discipline for 9C to not overpeak in this scenario, and leaving it up to Paravision. Does miss the shots. 8 seconds, and they have to get closer to run him down. Another one missed, and Sway gets the headshot against them. The bomb being planted. Oh, he actually hit him for the smoke, but he still lives. And the bomb plant to follow. Man,
one health.
Pray that your teammates can win this round, because otherwise,
It's
this will
actually
be a really
took damage
heartbreaking
behind
moment.
the
Wasopeak and DGT.
killer.
They've got the health, they've got the kits, they even have the incendiary. Everything is lined up for them to win this round, and they damn well better. Bomb tick really far. James misses a shot, and the flash will get rid of him. All up to Sway.
Right.
One health in the back corner, and Wasopeak saving
They're
more than
both
anything
low.
else.
Yeah, I mean, I can't excuse that round for Mayan. He went from hero against Alliance in the semi-finals to zero.
From hero to zero.
In the grand finals. He's so fortunate that he's got players like Wasopeak and DGT surrounding him and performing. Otherwise, he would be found out even harder. 4 kills. He had multiple opportunities to just put this round to bed. It's a shambolic aggression as well. Good hold from Max, but again, where's the Molotov? Where's the HE? If you're pushing up Banana like that, these are basic, fundamental, rudimentary pieces of utility you throw beforehand.
That's definitely true. They had such an opportunity, you're right. Max probably should have been dead after the first one. I'd love to see the double spray down in return.
Ooh.
Wasopeak's dead.
What?
Luke Chop is next.
One more.
Luke Chop's actually been quiet a little bit over
Cello.
here. Cello. That's the round over and done with. Awkwardly again.
It's
the
on the rhythm, man.
I doubt it's going to be an issue here. INC have no reason to rotate over
He
to try and
is
do anything.
flaming
They
hot.
save the weapons. They do have a lot of money on DGT. And an
16 over 12.
Super valuable. If they run out of cash here, the 9C, that's where the map becomes really uncomfortable. I don't know. If I was somehow blind to the scoreboard and the fact that it's about to be 11-10, just my gut feeling about how Paravision have been playing this map, I feel like the fact that they have 10 rounds is kind of crazy. I just don't feel like they've been playing that well, but somehow they've pulled through. And maybe it's down to some of the individual rifling there from Sway and Cello. Like, those moments, they make a huge difference. They've got a lot of kills. I would say it's not great Inferno Counter-Strike for Paravision, but if they get the rounds, who cares? Like, that's all they need. It's a grand final. If they could pick up Inferno, it'd be a big shock. We said it right from the start. 9C, they should be a much better team than Paravision on this one, but they're struggling.
I think that's why Max went back and said, like, in the grand finals, there are no favorites. Because the chaos, the pressure, everything being on the line, as you say, like, a win is a win. It doesn't matter how pretty or how gross it is. As long as you get across the finish line, that's all that matters. And it has been an incredibly scrappy game. Both teams making a wide variety of mistakes. But I gotta say, right, and I don't want to rag too hard on Mayan, but it's a 5v5 game, and the AWP is such a valuable, key, integral part of the game itself. If it's not working, just play the rifle. We know you're a really accomplished rifler, and you don't have to use an AWP on Inferno. This isn't a Dust 2. You can get away with it.
I actually think that's an underrated take in many ways. I don't think giving up on the AWP is like a concession. It's just acknowledging that there will probably be days for most, unless you're like a modesty kind of person, there are going to be days where the AWP just doesn't really seem to be connecting. And yeah, I fully agree. And there are AWPers where it probably just makes sense to say, actually, you know, why? I'm not going to do that right now. I mean, also making that choice just puts you in line mentally with someone like Saiwu, who will make that choice all the time. Yes. And look at what an accomplished player he is. So, like, if it's good enough for Saiwu, why not let it be good enough for everybody else? Again, they're in this position where a Molotov will really clear this out. They didn't have it last time. Surely, Vince, this time they will.
You would hope so, wouldn't you?
Any utilities?
A bit of a bait and switch.
No?
Right.
You're dead.
First ball,
oh.
Second player behind him. Now, this is where you want a Molotov post in there, at least a HE. They've done it. They don't fully commit to it because they weren't really occupying Banana in their minds anyway. This was more of a quick probe, a quick check, a quick scout. And now they're making quick moves, inroads over onto A instead. The linchpin being Zway as he's moving into apps himself, but they decide to go back again. This is where time becomes a problem, though. Sub 40 seconds, there's still smokes to play with. Max has one.
Yes, and that smoke.
Where the fuck are they going?
Gold. He put it down. There's going to be about 12 seconds when that smoke fades at B,
A?
so they
or
must
B?
Go back to the A bomb site. And I
Make
think
up your mind.
We know they're going back. 3 people on the other side. Oh, Max might have done it here. This is a brilliant call
Is
for
this
the
a bait?
defense. I can't see them losing this one. It'd have to be one of the best flashes of all time to get through this smoke. And already,
All right.
Peak taking one. Luchov back around the corner. 8 seconds on the clock. Slaxyjess, a great headshot. But again, there are so many
They're
people
just dying.
on the bomb site. DGT
They're
with
just
double
dying.
spray
Good.
down. And 9C take one more step here towards winning the map and going up 2-0 in the grand final.
They're trying to bait the B side,
and that late
but
smoke
they work.
with just not enough time in the clock to really wait it out. They couldn't get through. Max, he positioned his troops
more.
perfectly.
Oh man, it was like
one more
watching
9Z
half
so that you
back in slow motion,
can
wasn't it?
have
Like,
this
so
map and move
so
on
sad.
to
Can't
Dust 2.
help but watch. We could see what was happening 20, 30 seconds before it took shape. And Paravision were completely oblivious. Again, though, their lack of committal to fully forcing behind a play they had in mind has cost them dearly. 2 map points for 9Z to go 2-0 in the grand finals. And Paravision have just a Tech 9 on its way. I would give him the AK from Hobbit, just straight up. He's too good to be not utilizing a rifle in a round of this magnitude.
Yeah, there's no hiding it. DGT headshot to bring down Cello.
Oof.
Could be the
One more.
beginning of the end here.
Nice
Muscle
one.
Peak. He's not going to stop either. Sway goes down.
Nice.
He's trying to beat the timing on the smoke.
Where's the bump?
Paravision in shambles right here. They got close, real close to
Okay,
taking this
there
map
you go.
away from their enemies, but they line up instead.
2-0.
Completely wrecked in that final push.
2-0 for 9Z.
Picking up the map of Inferno. We said it was likely, but it became a way harder game than we ever thought it was here on Inferno. And somehow, without Mayan getting activated, they still make it work. So great news for them, I suppose. It will mean that we're going on to a 3rd map in this series, the grand finals. Get tuned in, get something to drink, get yourselves rehydrated. It is Dust 2 coming up. And Vince, it's all on the line right now for Paravision. They must win this map or they're not going to be able to power on through. They'll lose the grand final, in fact.
It is do or die, and they won't just lose the grand final, they will go out with a whimper. Yes, they did try to come back into Inferno. I can respect it. But considering that Mirage was up first and Dust 2 is a map they're very comfortable on, surely this is where they start to turn the tide.
You want to believe that? I want to believe that. I think we deserve another map. I want to get all the way to cash at the end, but we can't influence that. Only Paravision can. We'll see if it's going to be possible after the break. 3rd map is going to be coming right up. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll be right back.
We are back, everybody. Guangzhou, how we doing? An exciting second map in there, but 9Z up 2-0 already. Looks like it could be close down. All right, we got some more mouse pads to give away, but we need to go into this crowd and start moving through the people, right? We got our trumpet marching band with us. Okay, okay, keep going.
来，我们小浩哥开路啊！我们跟随小浩哥的脚步。
Oh, we're stuck.
What was that?
There we go.
What was that?
Hey, we're stopping here. All right. Hello, my man. What is your name?
My name is Jackie.
Jackie, nice to meet you. Who is your favorite team?
My favorite is Falcons.
Falcons. Everyone likes Falcons, okay. Who's your second favorite team?
Second favorite is Spirit.
Spirit, okay. Which major did Spirit win?
Which? Shanghai.
Shanghai major, correct. There we go. Thank you very much. Let's go. All right, trumpet guy, get us moving. Make way for the trumpet man. Hey, you gotta pick this one now. We are Falcons. Okay.
Falcons. We are Falcons. We are Falcons.
But wait a second. Can you do the dance better than me?
来，怎么样？你是不是这个 Falcon 的战舞跳得比 Banks 还好？来展示一下。
You ready? Come on. I want to see it. I want to see it. Music. Trumpet man, can you give us some We Are...
It's a cringe bullshit, man.
来来，随便吹，
All right.
来来来。
Everyone, We Are Falcons.
That's the dance. They're Falcons.
All right. How do we rate his performance? Was it good?
怎么样？跳的怎么样
All right.
It's pretty good.
There you go, my man. Thank you very much. Enjoy the heavy claw mouse pad. Thank you for being here. Boom. All right.
Let's keep it moving.
Keep it going. We'll keep it going
继续
forward. Thank you, security man. Okay, we're stopping here. My man here. What's this he's got? Jame on there. Jame time, Dragon Law. Just go save. Just go save. Okay. Are you a Paravision fan?
Of course. I follow the James from all over the 2019.
Oh, okay. Very good. All right, tell me, what major final did he play in against the Stralis when he was on Avangard?
2019 Berlin!
Oh, 这是真粉啊
Easy win. There you go. The mouse pad is yours, my man.
Davai Paravision, Davai James, Davai Banks, Davai everybody! Let's go!
Ooh.
All right, one more to find Trumpet Man. Let's go deeper. Boom. Well, this guy has, is that the major trophy from Blast? Can I take a look? Can I see?
这是 Blast 的
Come
Major
here.
奖杯吗
Whoa. He's blocking the camera. So this is
I didn't
the
see the
Austin
trophy. Is
Major
that a trophy?
That is 3D printed.
这个是3D 打印的吗
Trophy for...
Yes. Oh, nice stuff, man. All right. So it's obvious who won the Austin Major Final, right? We know who that is. So tell me, who did Simple play for at the Austin Major?
Austin Major Simple 在哪支队效力呢
Feet up! Whoa!
Ah, okay. Nice trophy.
There you go, my man. Turn to the camera. All right, that's it for now, Guangzhou. We're going to the third map. Make some noise!
Is it possible to get a 3-0? Yeah, possibly. It is possible, man. I like Falcons, right? 3-0 against Syria. It depends. It would be great if they beat Paravision or 3-0 so that I can watch or co-stream Valorant on Twitch.
We have returned once again. It is the third map here. We are in the grand finals of the XSE Pro League in China. Paravision, they've lost 2 maps now. And 9C just need 1 more to claim the prize. It's $1 million tournament. The VRS implications are enormous, and both these teams would love to walk away with a victory here today, but they're going to have to fight a lot on the Paravision side. Dust 2 is coming up. It is a map that they play very well for Paravision, so I'm excited. I also think 9C have some trouble on the T side. Their over-reliance on the A-bomb side, in my opinion, is pretty enormous. They do go A lot, and I'm pretty sure Paravision will be prepared and kind of see that coming. So a test maybe to see if 9C can switch it up, if they can actually find more success at B, but currently it's pretty outrageous how much they end up going there. And for the Paravision side of things, they've only played this map twice with this current lineup, but here's a fact for you, Vince. Out of the 30 rounds so far that they played on the T side, 9 of them have been A short executes, and they've won every single one of those rounds. So they have a massive reliance on those A short pushes. So far, again, the sample size is very small, but just to try and contextualize what we're about to see here a little bit on Dust 2. It's a third map. Vince, do you got any hope left for Paravision? Can they still do it?
Yeah, I do have hope. And some of that hope, it kind of feels like a pretty sad point to raise here, is that Main is having a shocking series. He's 0.59 rating. He's got 12 kills over 2 maps, 35 ADR. And Dust 2, it's an AWP's paradise, and James is very good on this map. So for me, that is definitely a way back in, if nothing else. Like, I know that DGT's had a great series. Huazo Peak's really been good. Luchov has been performing as well. But this is a map that you need to have Mayan having impact. He cannot have another stinker, because I think he will get punished. I think James is good enough to put down some kind of traps that they can exploit from the Paravision side of things. So let's see.
Here we go. Dust 2.
We know that James is never
Hopefully
really
final map.
He's always got another idea. He's always got another plan. And you're right. Maybe they can strike while Mayan is still effectively offline. Molotov is real nice to try and make sure you can get up there. The EDT was on the other side. Smoke was up as well, so that was going to keep him back. The bomb is still in lower dark, and there is actually a push in from Luchov. He spotted him. He saw that player. I don't think he can see the bomb necessarily, but yeah, he's going to go back and take a look and almost cost him his life. Did he get hit by a teammate afterwards? He was down to 10 health, and then he took another 5 damage running into the bomb site. Or I'm just totally crazy. But regardless, it's going to be a bit of a fight in the middle here. Mayan, great if he could get a start here with the USP. Get some confidence back. Get this last player online. The 9C surely can get it across the board. 50 seconds left. And let's just see if there's any chance here to get onto a bomb site. They are going to go up short. Like I said, Paravision, they've been doing this so much. And we'll see it again. One player lurking out long. It's DGT in this position. All you need is headshots here. They'll actually put up a smoke. That means DGT can't see a thing. But then again, Paravision will have to run through that one. Hobbit is down in the round early. And now the bomb is on the ground. Mayan has found a headshot on
flanking.
It's all come undone here. Paravision, they were close. They were close to the bomb site. But they never really got enough speed to actually get on and plant the bomb. James is now alone, hiding in the smoke, and 3 people on the other side. He tried to clutch it on Mirage. Can he do it this time? Not at all. It's DGT with a headshot instead.
Yeah, some great opening kills from Mayan. And then the time, once again, became the determining factor. It forced Paravision into really uncomfortable fights that they couldn't really win. It's this from Waza Peak and Mainland's one as well, and that was pretty much where everything came undone. 25 seconds you can see here on the clock before they start pushing. And they're just leaving themselves no room for error, no wiggle room whatsoever. So no plant is also going to hurt Paravision quite a bit in terms of their endeavors in round 2. And they decided to straight up rush onto B. I can respect it. They get the kill, but there's Max. And this is where the round should come to an abrupt end. They have at least closed the gap with the MP9, but DGT, just in the nick of time, shows up on window and lays them both out.
I can respect the rush as well. I know you're always interested, Vince, in if you start looking at some of the mechanical aspects of the game. The way that Max is peeking that box with the FAMAS, like I don't think he had like maybe half a shoulder outside and he was still landing shots behind it with the FAMAS. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a really good jiggle peek angle, especially as the T's are generally going to stick to the left side of the tunnels, right, from the CT's perspective, so you don't get shot from more angles.
Yeah.
So it lowers the angle spread as well on those jiggle peaks. So yeah, Max played it really well. He also knew that DGT obviously was going to be coming up on the window side, so he didn't need to fully wide swing. Knew his left-hand side was covered.
And sometimes I think those details, almost they get lost in the madness, because obviously Counter-Strike is a fairly quick game, so it is hard to cover everything. But sometimes if you go and look at a demo, I've done this in the past, like you look at like an NI, demo, and you actually just watch like in 50% or even like 30% speed. Sometimes you catch like little details in how people move that are genuinely interesting. Obviously it's, don't have time for that here. We're at 100% speed, especially Luchov is taking out Slaxy early. He was lurking in that top, or in that upper dark position, and that's a bit of a nightmare, to be honest. Now Paravision is isolated to this one part of the map. Main is on the other side. They're all on the catwalk again. I did warn Paravision love this catwalk, and like I said, they've had a 100% success rate hitting the catwalk so far in the tournament, but they might come to an end here. 9C seem pretty well prepared. Counter grenades are coming out. Incendiaries on top of incendiaries to slow them down. 35 seconds now.
Pick up the pace. They do have the first entry, though. It's going to be Sway. And Zello as well, both cracking open the site. Mayan stuck to the back on the ramp. We've been calling upon him to have a little bit more up his sleeve, a little bit more muscle behind his punch, but this time he's just doused down with the AK once more. Max now pivoting around, desperately trying to deny this bomb plant, but Hobbit will not allow that to take shape. And Paravision finally get on the board of Dust 2.
In a way, that's kind of outrageous. Like, I guess this round shows you why they like that short position and why they like catwalk, because they got found out, they got Molotov away, so they had to sort of, reconvene a meeting on catwalk to say, okay, what's the plan now? And then they come back in and they just blow the heads off everybody. From an aim perspective, they just love that position. Kind of sick. 9C going to be frustrated at that. They're down to SMGs and AWP as well, running out long. They had to spawn for it here, Paravision, but they have been denied any entry. Smoke is down as well. Yeah, not the best follow-up necessarily, but when you get those long spawns, sometimes you just want to go for it.
First kill, though, and a lot of damage to Slaxy Jazz is going to put a serious halt onto Paravision's intentions of pushing out and long. And additionally, because Slaxy Jazz is low, because they're a player down, definitely starts to lean into the MP9s a little bit more, of having more impact in this one. So Paravision need to be very careful. They're stacking 3 players over on B. It would essentially be them versus Mayan. But he does have the AWP.
And that's a shot he can't miss, and he won't. We've been looking at Mayan pretty much all Inferno. He actually gets the shot on the Shui as well. Still backing up into the window. Honestly, if he plays on the outside, that's a great idea. Nice move from Mayan. 3 kills. You don't have to go back in. It's not required here. James alone against 4. If you die now, it's a 1 versus
nice
3.
spam.
It's a little bit more winnable, but
DGT
will find him inside of the smoke. And 9C, important to answer this round back. They had 2 MP9s, not a lot of utility in this round, and they still find a way to convert it. So if Paravision had wanted, I guess, to say it another way, 9C would have been back on pistols, and it would have been a very, very different start to the half here, but they just barely survived.
Yeah, it would have been dire consequences. Well played, Mayan. Welcome back. He's here again. It's taken him 2 maps, but he got there eventually. I've seen a lot of people also commenting on Max's how he sits and how he sort of operates. I think we really should mention
this.
he actually has an eye disease, a degenerative eye disease called keratoconus. I think I'm pronouncing that right. It thins the cornea and causes significant vision impairment. He's basically blinded in his left eye when he's playing, and he also has effects in his right eye. So because of that, that's why he sits so close to the screen in the angle that he does.
Then
which is honestly remarkable.
that will worsen his condition.
Level, pro level, with significant eye problems. Like perspective.
Yeah, that's really important detail. I like
It'll probably get worse over time, right?
He's down early here, and Luchov hanging around in lower dark.
Especially on his profession.
Got to be careful you don't give one back. Oh, the timing is ridiculous. He was looking the other way. I think he heard a grenade behind him. Hobbit pounces on top with the P250. And now they've got another AK on that side. What a weird beginning here. Paravision is a nice, you know, hero AK into the round. And the fact that they get a kill as well to begin with is obviously even better. But 9C, they could be in trouble immediately if Paravision pick up this round.
Yeah, we're talking about dire consequences if they lost the previous one, but those consequences haven't been struck off just yet. Big kill from Mayan, though. It's going to take away a little bit of the difficult catwalk spray. From Max gets one, but traded instantly out. Mayan with another beautiful shot. This is why we were highlighting him, because we know he's capable of this.
Yeah, where was it? An Inferno. Some really good flicks. Unfortunately, his teammates have not been helping him too much in the round. Max got a kill, but that's about it. He's trying to relocate. He actually had a chance to pull the trigger there, but I think he hadn't quite landed on the box, unfortunately. Paravision picking up the round, and that's after losing the previous, I would say, more critical round. They immediately punish 9C. I really think we deserve more than 3 maps in this grand final. Paravision, they have been better throughout this tournament than what they've shown us in the first 2 maps. And they're starting to accumulate a little bit here. It's still early on in the half, right? But they're putting so much pressure on the CT side economy. If Paravision can win this next round here, it's going to be real tough for 9C to start to make any kind of purchase. Luchov is tagged through the door. And that's not a bad start.
Yeah, down to 26. Paravision now looking to try and get some kind of a stranglehold in this quarters. The quarters? They wish it was the quarters. The grand finals. They wish they could go back in Groundhog Day and do this all differently. I'm sure of that. But they're still with a chance. They're still with a fight.
Hobbits jumping around. They've cleared out the catwalks. Pretty basic protocol on the map here. Wants to suggest that they could be showing up. I don't think they will. I think this is, if anything, will be a bit of a fake towards the catwalk. Although that smoke going down makes Hobbit feel like, well, then I don't have to throw my own smoke. Might use it for middle instead. On the left-hand side is Max. He's already attacked up a bit, and inside of the bomb site is Luchov with an MP9 and 26 health. This feels like an incredibly thin defense, but 9C might think again that it's going to be catwalk because it does happen so much of the time. In this case, they're wrong. Incendiary goes down. That's very interesting. 33 seconds. Deep HE lands on top of 3 players, but it doesn't change the fact that they're low on health here. Time is slowly running out, but now they execute onto it. Slaxy gets the first. Luchov couldn't expect him to stay alive. He was already low, and I think 9C, they're going to be saving on the other side what little they have.
Very nearly got 2 as well with the MP9. Double dink the second player down to 27. Hell of an effort. Nice try. It doesn't stop the inevitable of Paravision picking up a 3rd round. Best start the Paravision have really had so far in this series.
Yeah.
And it's even with Mayan popping off. I've got to say, like, we kind of highlighted him as a potential weakness, a way that Paravision could get back in. That's not been the case. They've been winning these rounds through their own sheer hard work and muscle.
We needed this. Paravision needed this more than anything. Jame on the AWPS World T side. It's one of his strongest maps for T side opening here on Dust 2. And I think we saw that last time they played in the tournament here. It was really fun to see Jame flex on the AWP. He's only got 2 kills for now, but early days. 3-3. The game is tied up. And Paravision, they must love this position that they're in here. They're up against a Deagle, an M4, and a FAMAS on the other side. It's not to say that it's a surefire thing that you're going to win the round, but you certainly have a sizable advantage here.
I'm just happy that we're seeing signs of life from Paravision, because I felt like throughout most of the first map and, well, at least the first half of the second map of Mirage, it felt, sorry, Inferno, pardon me, it felt like they were just gone. Like, mentally gone, checked out, Hobbit was super tilted. Timing here is horrible. The main gets caught, and he's all alone as well, by the way. USB's being whipped out. There's not really much that you're expecting to see happen from 90's perspective. Any kills at this stage would be quite surprising, to say the least. And DGTs are already scampering away and trying to hold on to this M4. But it's good to see the Paravision have shown up, and they are going to make a real go of this.
Who was it yesterday that we were criticizing for holding that B bomb site passively with a smoke? Why am I blanking on this? It was Natu, you're right, yeah, on the phase side. Not to say this is the same for Mayan, but I guess the reason why the timing is so awkward for him is because, again, there's no signaling. There weren't the flashes or the smokes going up into the B bomb site. So Paravision, it's not that they're forgetting to throw the grenades. They just don't want to telegraph that they're going to be showing up at B. So yeah, unfortunate stuff for Mayan, but I mean, can't really be too upset about it. And it was always going to be a low percentage round anyway, so didn't get a chance to really fire that FAMAS. Good work for Paravision. 4-3 in their favor now. Money started to accumulate quite a bit on the T side, actually a lot. And see if they have an answer here, 9C. They can't afford the AWP on Mayan, but they can afford flashes, and it's almost enough to get DGT the opening. Could see he was close to James just getting killed in that suicide lane.
Yeah, it was Natu yesterday. He was doing that little pixel jump that you were talking about with the smoke out. But it was kind of off timing with the rest of his teammates. I mean, FaZe had a ton of issues, didn't they, on their B-hole yesterday, and they ended up paying for it ultimately in the end. But Paravision will have their sights and mindset on the here and now, and that is coming back from a 2-0 disappointing start in the grand finals. Max lining up a smoke. I was going to wide swing this one, but Luchov is so fast, and his tracking there was beautiful.
That's the kind of round you want to see that in slow motion. Ooh. It did look like he was dead on him.
Almost.
Like James somehow followed him through the door, but he actually didn't tag him. I thought that was going to connect for sure. And losing Cello is a big deal. He's the top fragger for the team, and said it's been a wild tournament for Cello individually. Sway as well. I feel both those young riflers have been contributing quite a bit. DGT spots 2, and another headshot for Luchov. He wants more. He's ready to swing for a fight in the middle. We'll back out as they put up the smoke here, and inside of the B bomb site, snuck through Slaxy. You've got to make this work, but there's no chance for the team to make this round happen. Luchov is back in the window, get the kill. And yeah, a nice move from Slaxy, honestly, but he needed to find a really rapid headshot to get even close here to saving the round. So 9C, very important round. I think maybe more importantly, they have 5 people alive.
I'm always really fascinated to see how different players kind of approach the idea of whether they burst fire, whether they tap, like obviously a while back now, although he's been in the news again recently with Scream, of course, an insane one-tap machine. But the way that Luchov does his double taps, I think is just so beautiful to watch, because he never gets flustered, and you very rarely see him actually spray. It's his second kill here, goes for a bit of a spray, and it's the third one as well that he gets up on catwalk. He's double tapping the entire time, and it just makes it so accurate.
Yeah.
Mechanical aim is insane. He's one of the best players at this event, at least, when it comes to just that raw aim.
And it is always interesting. Like sometimes you'll see players do this as well, where they start with a spray, but then they have like a microsecond where they stop, and then they go into like the short burst or the double tap or whatever. And you're right, like holding your nerve throughout some of that, like if you don't hit the first immediate headshot, it can be a bit tricky sometimes. Luchov, he's what a revelation he's been. I don't think he lived up to the hype that I was trying to give him for playing Banana on Inferno, but he played well enough on the map overall. And certainly he's doing some work here. Up to 6 kills himself. Shot through the middle, does not connect. And it's going to be another slower default coming out here for Paravision. They do smoke off. towards the doors there in the middle, and they are waiting. They might be boosted up. They did this a lot yesterday. I don't think they ever found a kill, but I think you pointed this out. They're waiting for the CTs to blow open the smoke in middle. That's why they've got Jame up there. You can see right here, but yeah, no smoke's been blown open.
Yeah, and I don't think 9Z is a team that actually does that very often. I don't think Man enjoys peeking mid that often with the AWP, from what I've seen. He prefers playing over on the B side or playing long. And so I understand the idea from Paravision, but in this round, obviously, as we can see, Main doesn't even have an AWP. He's into the M4. Money just not quite able to afford him that possibility. Is DGT now playing mid? So fluid, so versatile, 9Z on the CT side of Dusty. I mean, it's what you expect. It's very spawn-based a lot of the time, especially early on. But Luchov was there last round. Now DGT. Main has been forced off of Catwalk. Going to be smoking in the incendiary in a flash of his own just to stop the push. And Huazo Pete getting a lot of aggression up on long. 35 seconds, and Paravision have such little control of the map.
They still have an HE on DGT. There
Smoke.
is a world here where he lands a nuclear bomb on Paravision. He's backing off with the AK in hand. 20 seconds. That's Jame going down, pushed by Waso Peak. He actually pushed out of long and onto T mid and found that one. The grenade does a fair bit of damage, and the flashbang might be even more devastating. Mayan on the triple spray down, but it was DGT who set it up with that one. And yeah, Mayan fully active.
Didn't even break a sweat.
Which is the point that you brought up on Inferno. Maybe you don't even have to play with it if you don't want to. You can still do great rifling. 5-4 as 9C pick up a couple of rounds in a row here. And suddenly they're putting the pressure on the T-side economy.
Yeah, that flash that DGT threw in, like, just totally burned out the retinas of the entirety of the T's pushing in.
What happened, Jame?
Oh, Jame decided not to go for
what
the shot.
happened?
He was anticipating her pushing lower tunnels there. That's why his crosshair was so low.
No flick?
Surprising, though, that he didn't even take a shot.
Exactly. I was like, what the hell?
He's been doing it almost every single time. Maybe he's worried that at some point Mayan actually will have the AWP on the other side and re-peek him, but it's 5 AKs on the CT side. That's such a rare sight. I kind of love it. Why would you want an AWP? You can have this
trade.
Good trade out. But honestly, a strong shot for Cello. That's worth it from his point of view. Waso Peak gets sway. Hobbit, you must hit this one.
Waso, man.
2 kills. He was so isolated, ducking down to
Gee
try and
whiz.
hide his face. And then he comes back swinging.
Swing it, swing it,
18
swing it.
health left, but that double is huge. Jame, I think he was looking at the window, but he flicks down and shot in the toes. He's still
you're
alive
dead.
for a 2v3 here. They need
Never
this
mind.
round, though, but Mayan is trying to make sure that doesn't happen. Another double for him. Slaxy Jez alone with the bomb and is back. And in a 1 versus 3, doesn't get the immediate burst. Molotov might force Wasopeak into a fight. He can't back up into it, but he will, and he burns alive. But you can see he's so isolated here. What a bad position to be in. Slaxy Jez, you've got to fight your way out, but he's running low on bullets as well, and running low on time. They're all around him. Headshot
what the?
on the one side. Grenade comes in. It might be right on top. It's a touchdown.
Max.
The worst possible kind if you're Paravision. But that was wrought with mistakes,
Kobe.
I have to say, from 9Z. There was this really strange confrontation, which was brute forced out of due to Huazo Peak's beautiful double. But Main takes some shots, and then he was like juggling grenades for about 5 or 6 seconds while they're pushing up Catwalk, unsure as to whether to hate
That's Stan's face, man.
And if Huazo Peak doesn't go with those doubles,
just frustrated.
Main would have been caught with a nade out as well, and this round would have just completely capsized. It's so strange. Like, the indecision shown from Mayan there was absurd.
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong about that. In spite of it, they find a way to make it through. The grenade. I feel bad for Slaxy Jez. I wanted to see him try and get it like a chance at that fight at the end. It's kind of impressive that he even got, you know, the first kill in the 1v2. Probably should have been dead already, but yeah, look at Jane there, anticipating the move. That's why you don't want to be double scoped in those positions as well. Nice shot from Slaxy Jez on the Mayan, all things considered, but not a chance against Max's HE. And without a bomb plant, or I guess even with it, it's not going to be that much to work with here. 6-4. They've got some armor, some upgraded pistols, but Paravision, the momentum has gone away again.
Flash is just too late. will do nothing. It's a freebie kill. As catwalk control goes with it. Molly also tossed in. Max was thinking about going through this smoke because they were lining up a pop flash for him to go through into that smoke from Luchov. And as soon as the kill comes through on catwalk and no second player is there, he pulled the plug and backed out.
4v5. Another smoke towards CT spawn. DGT relocating a bit into it. Gonna go back out and try and burst them down. Two people holding, and with the incendiary.
Yeah, my friend is stuck in the back. I wanted to ask the guy.
Clean headshot. Cielo gets one. Sway comes in with the follow-up. Max couldn't get more than the single kill here. Massive amounts of success for a round like this, Paravision. But can they get the bomb plant? Sway's dropped it now over by the car on that left-hand side. And DGT, he's already seen one in upper, and he might be able to guess where Cielo is. Making the drop down, but Wasopi catches him. They don't even wait for the bomb to be attempted. They simply take the round away from them. Still a better result than I thought was possible there for Paravision. But the fact is, the best they could do right now, Vince, is get a 5th round on the board here for the first half.
Yeah, that's what they're clambering for. It's going to be without an AWP. They simply do not have the money for it. So will James go for the AK? We know he's very unlikely to go for a scout. And it's going to be the AK-47. And I have to say as well, Sway's had a little bit of a slow game, and I don't even want to blame him for this because he's been their linchpin, sort of their foundation, so often in this event. You can't expect him to be showing up, just delivering massive impact every single time, but when he hasn't, you really notice the lack of entry fragging capabilities, at least.
Yeah, that they do need that right now. I mean, it's worked a little bit on the catwalk, but I think the problem is 9C have been really good at saving utility to bomb out the catwalk because, again, they probably looked at the same stats that I was looking at in terms of how much the Paravision team have been hitting catwalk in the tournament. And now instead we've got Mayan over on the sides. Forward push from Max. In this tournament so far, you and I have had a long discussion about CT aggression on Dust 2, and I mean, Max is one of the most forward players we've seen in a while here. It's been interesting. I think earlier Wasopeak also peeked into James, pushing out of long like that. So 9C kind of fulfilling some of our dreams to see the CTs make it at least halfway across the map.
I think the thing is, well, though, when you're playing against Paravision, I'll hold that thought for a second because I think we're about to get an execute coming in. They decide to try dry, and instead it's just going to be straight into the iron sight, the crosshair of Mayan, who will not miss. 30 seconds, they've realized B is no longer possible. But they just don't have the time for this. Hobbit's going to have to go huge with multiple entries, and instead it's a complete closed casket. And 9C.
It's going to be a 3-0, huh? Probably. Like 70, 30?
They have been playing lights out in this tournament, and it seems like they've been warming up into it because it started a bit questionable.
30%.
To be honest, I felt like 9C weren't really fully awake at the beginning of it during the group stage and everything else, but the longer we go, the more powerful they become. And against Paravision,
percentage of the odds,
close to winning it. Now they got the two first maps already. They are a couple of rounds away from picking up this grand final, $1 million tournament. Imagine what it would do for 9C. I mean, they already impressed the world with their run at the major. But if they win here, then it's going to silence a lot of the people who might be saying, what if it was just a fluke? What if they can't do it? What if it, it's just a one-time thing? Feels like this 9C team, they're still on the ascendancy.
Yeah, I've been very impressed, I have to say. I don't think we've seen the best of Paravision, but 9C have really done everything we could have asked from them. And I was going to talk before the last execute came in that I think one of the reasons why a lot of teams are less likely to play aggressive on CT side against Paravision is that Paravision are almost the counter to that in how they set up for most maps. And I'm not playing into the whole meme of like Paravision are really slow and boring to watch. They do like to sit back and wait and just see what happens reactively for the first 20, 30 seconds of a lot of rounds. Sometimes it's to their detriment, but if teams are getting too aggressive against them, it actually can backfire massively for the CTs to do that. So I think that's another reason why a lot of teams haven't been playing as aggro against Paravision. But Paravision haven't been able to do enough to punish that.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. It is a scary idea pushing into a team like that, and you know that James is always going to be aware. You know that they're going to be a little bit slower. So I think you're onto something. A minute on the clock before we get back into the second half here. Mood seems to be great on the 9C side. 5 more rounds, and the grand final is theirs, with all the glory that goes with it. And I mean, you don't really want to be spending too much time talking about what a team is doing wrong or disappointment or anything. Like, you want to be celebrating the grand final, but I don't think we can overlook the Paravision sort of, you know, the lack that they have here. And it's a shame, because for some of the rest of it, like that game against FaZe yesterday, I would say they showed insane amounts of strength in coming back and staying strong in spite of a really well functioning FaZe team as well. So we know that it's there, and again, fine, we can have a bit of an asterisk next to them and say they just did, you know, rebuild the team around a couple of new players. So it's not the end of the world, but I feel disappointed. I want more out of Paravision. I think they can deliver more, but there's no real momentum. They win a couple of rounds and then they go, you know, immediately 9C are back on top.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of fair points to be raised about that, and of course, like, Slaxyjez has not had a great series. He of course only 18 years of age, was picked up alongside Hobbit. But I think if nothing else, even if Paravision lose this grand finals, and even if it's a 3-0, you still take a lot out of this event. Like, making it to the grand finals in first place is an accomplishment. The amount of experience and exposure this will give multiple of their players, and not just Slaxyjez, but also the Jellos and the Zways of this team additionally, is something that's going to be really, really valuable going forward for the rest of this year and into next year. So there is a lot to be sort of happy about, I suppose, even if it doesn't feel like it right now.
Nice shot.
No, you're right about that.
Nice opening, James.
Into that lower dark position, and they successfully
Question
did
is,
so,
how far will you...
He's
Okay.
destroyed Max at the beginning, but now the push is coming up long. Luchov gets the first. Hobbit and James answering back. That's not bad. Smoke is there for the cross, but they actually blow it open. So nearly catching Mayer, and he does turn around and finds Hobbit. The round is not over yet. It's a great start for Paravision, but this is where you want to see some of that ice-cold calling coming out from the captain of the team. And they've got the kit on Slaxyjez. They've got time. They can think about this. They can set up the retake, and especially with James coming long. But man, God, what a great peek. Takes down Slaxyjez before James can get there. Now they've lost Cell. And it's once again all on the shoulders of James, and he hasn't checked the car. He can't check it. DGT takes him down, and that's a huge pistol round victory. 9C, and nearly cementing the grand final for themselves in that one round.
Dude,
let loose.
Main should be studied by scientists.
True.
Like, he's next level of inconsistency, right? Like, the first 2 maps in this series, he was basically just vibing. He was like on a pacifist run or something. And now he is a complete nightmare. Just reaping every single soul from Paravision on a consistent basis. 17 frags. That's more kills. That's 5 more kills than he got in the first 2 maps combined.
It's hard to believe, but it's absolutely true. Maybe he is just, you know, he's just fully optimizing himself. He's saying, don't worry, guys. I know you guys will win the first 2 maps without me. I'll reserve my energy. I'll just chill out for a while, and then I'll come into the 3rd map. 17-4. And fighting early in that 2v3. Like, he knows they're isolated on the bomb site. If they just wait, they are going to get swung long, or they're going to be 3-man peak from the ramp. So finding the first kill and completely destroying any chance of a retake. Super sick intuition on him. Out long we go. It is 9C up against only pistols on the other side, so doubtful much can happen. They would check the pit. Hobbit was hiding back there. There's another 3 people at the A-bomb site, but I don't really think this stack makes a difference here. So much utility, and it really should be a 10-4 scoreline, at which point Paravision truly have their backs to the wall.
Definitely heard that. Oh, sprays a bit off. Doesn't matter. Has the advantage of going up against the USP. And although Jello has picked up the MAC-10 from the corpse of Luchov,
he's typing. He's typing yet. He's typing yet.
wants to try and get a little bit more money.
That's just typing, man.
It's not just a case of
I'm here in the double doors.
That's an extra $600 in his bank balance. That'll help Max out nicely going into the next and forward rounds. Got another one. And now we can just sit behind that smoke and wait. However, I'm really trying hard, Anders, to paint some kind of positive pictures here, because at the end of the day, whether Jello gets the rest of the kills, his team's still down 10-4. So,
nice try.
Does it matter?
I mean, it does feel like you owe it to Paravision to try to manufacture that kind of a storyline. I don't know. It feels sad if you just say this isn't it, like it's all over. I see. For me personally, maybe it's just a personality thing. I'm always hanging out for hope. I'm always thinking there's a chance. All they take is one good round. Like somebody gets a sick clutch and it's back on. So I don't want to give up hope, but yeah, it is tricky to figure out like a way for this to really turn into something favorable. Jame with the AWP, that could be the first sign of something good. But if they can't win this round, Paravision, then their remaining rounds drop to very, very few, especially in terms of buy rounds. Traditional smoke up here in the middle. How quick do they want to be? They don't actually go for the elevated smoke on top of the door. Jame is going to fall back immediately before they even really show up.
Well, the thing is, well, you know, those kills from Jello afforded the opportunity for Jame to have the AWP. He got the AWP across to Jame. So,
true.
Could maybe, in theory, lead to something special. Stranger things have happened, but it's going to be a fast hit now from Luchov going out first before the smokes have had a full chance to plume. And he just nails away. Never stood a chance through the smoke as well. Insult to injury. The AWP is dead and buried. And for realistically, so are Paravision at this point.
Paravision's demoralized right now. At this point,
run. When you're talking about
it's like
fragging,
there's no point
one
on.
thing is the quantifiable fact of whether
They ran
you
out of-
actually get the
they're
kills
running
or
out-
not. But another thing
they're
is the
running
space that you
out of,
create behind you.
you know,
And
options
Luchov is
like-
so far on the map that
or probably
even if
ideas.
he would have died in theory. The rest of 9C are really far up, but yeah, he was so close to.
They are running on fumes.
There. AK to take him
That's
down.
what I meant to
Beautiful
say.
shot. Will put 9C up to 11. And Paravision, sad as it is, like the best scenario here is that they actually save the rifles. They do need to do that. Cello doing the best that he can to hold on to it for dear life. Yeah, out of his cold, dead hands is what they're going to have to pry it here. Quad kill for Cello. It's a really small thing to highlight, but every rifle counts.
It does, but so does every single round.
Yeah.
And the sands of time are running dry for Paravision on Dust, and their prospects of going any further in the grand finals. You can see it on the right-hand side of your screen. Mirage and Inferno both went the way of 9Z, 13-9, 13-10 respectively. This has been the most one-sided map thus far, unless Paravision can find that next level to maneuver into.
We haven't seen it yet. We're waiting with bated breath for that one moment where we could see some kind of a change, and it just hasn't arrived yet. So we're a little bit starved for something to discuss on the Paravision side. I mean, for 9C, the story is writing itself. Max has been calling great. Mayan has suddenly come alive from a deep slumber. Now he's up to 18-5. Grenade around is pretty decent. Luchov actually takes the full force of it there. But again, they're on the catwalk. They seem to be doing what Paravision are doing pretty much. Smoke on top here, but they might just run straight through it.
They're out.
Flashes as well. Watso Peak takes down Jame, and Hobbit now feeling the pressure. Fire is everywhere, and Luchov with the headshot takes him down in the middle of all of that chaos. Again, the entries here for Luchov, he's positively pog-mocked them, is what they say, the kids, Vince, in case you don't know.
Did you just say pog-mogged?
It's possible there was a bet going on, but
God.
it's
Seek help, bro.
meds are going to be required more than anything for Paravision at the moment. They need the help. Shui, long, he does get a little bit, but again, we can't really be celebrating Paravision saving rifles. Like, sure, in another context, it's fine, but this is the grand final. You're down to a single more round that you can lose, or it's all over. 9C.
One more.
12 rounds.
One
Just
more,
stomping their
9Z.
way through this one, to be honest. Couple of interesting maps to begin with, but it never really felt like 9C lost control. It felt like they were in the driving seat the whole time, and we were constantly talking about whether or not Paravision could make it back, if they could do some sort of recovery, if there was some, brilliant call or clutch that they could do to revive the team. And on this one, it feels even more barren. 12-4, ladies and gentlemen. Paravision need 8 rounds in a row.
Starts to come down. It feels like 9C is just on a different level of confidence, of ability, of ruthlessness. and efficiently shut down any kind of aggressive
Dear
attempt to
the
run
legend,
middle.
thank you so much for the follow on
And
Twitch, man.
falls upon
Appreciate it.
Jello's way, and Hobbit, the IGL of Jame, on just 5 kills, has had nothing in terms of impact in this game and can do little but watch on as the rest of the troops try and save the day. But it's so unlikely. 9Z on the brink of 3-0ing the grand finals.
A statement victory if I've ever seen one. Coming out of the majors not that long ago, they really shocked the world in Cologne. And now they've moved all the way to China, and they are still playing great Counter-Strike here. Up against one of the more elusive IGLs of Jame. We've seen what great calling he could do. And yes, it's a new Paravision roster, but they're not ready to face up against 9C at the moment. You can tell. Marcel Peak is playing well. Max will find the opening at Sway. We're down to 2 players left here. A couple of kills away from crowning themselves champions here of the XSE Pro League. Hobbit and Cello 2 versus 5, and Hobbit straight dead. DGT just waiting for the kills to come to him. All on Cello in a 1 versus 5, and there isn't a world where this can be done. It goes down.
9Z!
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for 9C, your champions here in Guangzhou in China. The XSE Pro League.
Pro League
Absolutely
Guangzhou
terrific
champions.
Run for the South American team.
9Z.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for this one.
The curse of their playoffs has been lifted. The event was wrought with trials and tribulations. They lost their first game against Eyeballers over a week ago. They lost to Alliance.
Nice,
Then they
nice.
got their revenge.
I knew
Now
it.
they
It's
are
gonna be
champions.
3-0,
An
man.
incredible
It's gonna be
turnaround. A team
3-0.
that couldn't win in playoffs going back the last few months has now bagged themselves the lion's share of $1 million.
That's
all
gonna
of the RS
be
points that come
what's
with
the
it.
$260,000 for first place, second place.
We've got a major
for Paravision.
They are really putting themselves on the map right now. People, of course, are going to say, yeah.
For
we're still
Paravision,
there,
that's gonna
vitality for this
be
tournament. I don't care about that. This is an amazing achievement
$140,000.
for 9C. It's
Player
super
prize
great, it's great
for
effort and it's great experience
9Z,
to
it's
have for a young
$200,000
team like this one.
plus
You see how
team
excited
share
they are on the stage, and they should
$60,000.
be. They've achieved something
I don't know
really,
what's
really cool
what's
here
this
tonight.
team
So,
share.
yeah, give it up for them.
I don't know,
Make some
but
noise
yeah,
in the kick chat, if you
$260,000.
will. I'm sure we're going to be down on the stage in a couple of seconds here.
And the question is, who do you think is the MVP?
Individually and as a team, I think Max, when it comes to
Probably.
the IGL, it's been really fun to watch. So, yeah, let's give it up for them here. They're hyping up the crowd. 9C, ladies and gentlemen, your champions here in China.
Probably Luchev. It's either Luchev or Max for the MVP championship. Show us the crowd.
I must say,
There you go.
lifting the trophy one by one and enjoying their time in the limelight here. Who could blame them? I think, Vince, you said on day one that you had a good feeling that 9C could win this tournament. I think you even said they were your favorites to win it. I mean, that's a pretty good call.
Yes, the way they played the major, the consistency that they've been showing, the fact that they were, them and Betboom, I think, were probably the favorites. One of the few teams at this event as well, of course, keep in mind, that didn't have a roster change coming into it. But I had my doubts, Sanders, after they went down to Eyeballers. I thought maybe it was a too fast a turnaround from the major to this to expect any kind of success. But it felt like they grew into this event the longer they were in it.
Yeah, it really, really did. Big build.
What a journey it has been for this team. Fighting back in the group stage, and now they stand as champions of XSE Pro League 2026. Max, I'm going to start with you. 2020, you first put this 9Z jersey on. You've seen many players come and go, different coaches.
He's the oldest player in, or longest players.
What does it feel like now to have your first notable trophy?
Yeah, for me it's unbelievable. I was waiting this moment for many years, representing 9C for more than 6 years, so it's long time. And I'm very happy I did it with my boys, with my guys, and with my family, 9C. And yeah, just thank you for to my guys for listening me always, to my family, to my wife, my daughter. They are always for me, and for all the Chinese fans, they were incredible this time, and I'm very happy we are champions here in Guangzhou.
王叔。
这个冠军对我来说真的是太开心了！我已经代表9Z 出战有6年多了，感谢我的家人，感谢我的队友们，这是我们俱乐部队史上的第1个冠军，感谢广州的所有观众朋友。
Well, so you're lifting your first trophy with your Crocs on. Give me some words to the crowd.
Thank you so much, all the people who is supporting us. It's amazing for us to win our first trophy in China. And thank you so much.
Paso Pig 是穿着他的洞洞鞋拿下了冠军啊！感谢大家。
Luchov, it feels like you guys had to dig deep across this event. You've been on so many events back to back, no vacation.
I'm pretty sure Luchov's gonna be
the champions lifting the trophy.
The MVP.
Just tell me about the journey and what it's taken for you guys to be able to have this success now and finally
and
do
I believe.
I don't have the correct words to answer that, but like I joined this team in.
That's gonna be a Lucho. That's
so I think it's incredible what we achieved until now.
That's a given, I think. Luchev's gonna be the
like a team,
the MVP.
The start, so I think that was
or
a good thing for us.
It's either Luchev or Max.
That is what made us to stay here. And
260,000.
The people, my family, my parents, my girlfriend.
Can't wait for the blast.
So thank you very much.
Bounty qualifier.
Make this tournament incredible also.
Gonna be next week, I think.
Luchov 说我是今年年初才加入这支队伍的，但是这一切真的太美妙了。我们这次插表打的就是我们从第一天起，我们就像是就是一个整个。
Guys, I'm gonna hop on to
这是我们能最后取胜的原因。
Valorant because
it's been quite a journey for you.
The grand final.
In the past, you were on
PWC
then you left for a little while.
Valorant.
Then you came
100
back,
Thieves
and
versus
now
NRG.
Stands here with a
Best of 5.
What I first want to know from you is how much has Max developed since you first saw him to where he is now.
I think a lot. Max has been like playing for many years now. I think we are capable of playing any team in the world at the moment. So I'm very happy. I'm very happy for my team because they trust us, and yeah, that's the most important thing. Yeah, we are here. We should be in vacation right now, but yeah, we decided to come here because we knew we could win this tournament. It was very important. A lot of teams decided to skip this tournament to take a break. We didn't. We wanted to come here and win. So yeah, I'm very happy.
Max 这些年的进步是非常明显的。我觉得我们现在呢，可以和全世界任何一支战队掰掰手腕。很多我们现在本来是应该在度假的，但是我们选择来广州打这个比赛。很多的队现在都在度假，他们没有来打这个比赛，但是我们来了。
And maybe you can answer this for me as well, Bit. What makes this team so special? Because it's been non-stop tournaments, non-stop grinding, and you guys continue to improve.
I think just grinding a lot, you know. We've been playing a lot. We talk a lot about Counter-Strike. We play the game a lot, and yeah, we understand each other very well. I think we are doing amazing in this tournament, and shout out to XP as well. He's not here, but yeah, he's a great part of the team as well.
是我们这支队伍真的平时非常的刻苦，非常的努力，我们会一起打非常多的比赛啊。我觉得我们这次比赛打得也非常好。
Mayan, yesterday you said to me that this team is the best thing that ever happened to you. Well, now you just lifted a trophy with him. What do you say now?
I don't know. I don't have words right now. It feels really amazing. I think we deserve this because we were fighting the whole year. And now we deserve a little rest, but it's the most beautiful team I had on my entire life. And I'm very thankful to be by side of them. And I think it's the start of something really, really good for us. We want... Oh my God. What the...
梅尔说已经不知道说什么了，但是他昨天说9Z 这支队是我人生中最棒的一件事情，也非常感谢我的队友们能跟我一起并肩作战来拿到这个冠军，这个感觉真的太美妙了。然后 他还说，我觉得
Alright, guys, I'm gonna hop on
我们可能真的从这届比赛夺冠
Valorant
之后呢，可能就真的要走上我们巅峰了。
I'm gonna
DGT
because I'm only allowed to stream on Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. So whoever's watching me on TikTok and Rumble, we should hop into those platforms. It's either you're gonna hop onto join me on Kick, Twitch, or YouTube. So yeah, because I am a co-streamer, they approved my application as a co-streamer.
Thank you, girlfriend, and thank you, the team.
Okay. All right.
是的，因为DGT 他之前其实在9Z 打过，然后呢，他又从9Z 离开了，去了 Pain， 然后他后来又回到了9Z。DGT 说。
The opening found. Ivy left behind. He knows someone's coming his way. Dodged the stun as well. Ready and waiting for Lover's Rock. And that has saved the life of X-Ross, at least for now, as he came back out of the ultimate. But he finds himself stuck in the doors, being fired on now as LaRock takes down Danby. X-Ross, he's been given a moment to breathe. They've abandoned him and looked instead to take this fight together in a 2 versus 3 retake for BBL.
Seen this from Nongshim.
Where can I put my overlay or my webcam?
The time's getting a little bit disjointed. There are still
That?
opportunities for BBL to try and fight this one back, but it will take some individual brilliance, and this time RB
Wait.
is just waiting out the fading of that smoke. Even still, LaRock is hitting every shot. The time should be too far. God, but maybe not! Has he got it? I think he has. That's incredible stuff from LaRock, and it shows again what crazy individual skill this man has.
I felt like Francis did the right thing there. He thought about peeking, and he would have caught him looking the other way, but he stayed tucked in.
That's the only way, because there was 1 second left on the clock. That is the only way he could have won that round. There is no other way. Even I think if Francis wide swings, if he doesn't dash, he doesn't make the space up in time to get to the spike. That is
What map is this? Map number 1?
Well, it was mentioned on the desk about some of the individuals, some of the talent that is on this BBL roster players to highlight. And honestly, I don't want to put our desk down, but it's a very easy job in this game to go like, this guy's probably going to be quite good, this guy's probably going to be quite good. I think Degon took the free hit and just went for LaRock because we know what this guy does. In the first half, I was sat there going, does Degon have a powerful enough jinx to genuinely make LaRock play bad? And then in the second half, LaRock has said, no, I'm going to silence anyone who looks against me. He's probably one of the most entertaining, whether you love him or you're on the other side, which I think there's quite a few of at this point. But when you can back it up with plays like that, say whatever you want. Talk your smack. Tell your truths.
5 in a row for BBL to claim the lead. It was early half success in the first that even laid the foundations for this to be possible. Now they set up a trap outside B. A Paranoia primed and ready, but it's only used to slow them down. The swing from window was enough to send LaRock back. They've seen him on this site, but they feel they can take it anyways. Loida, big shutdown onto Danby. They won't get control out of the choke point. And then LaRock steps in to greet the massive force coming his way. Double digits on the back of this round for the defensive side from being so far behind. Ooh. Oh, that's a strange time to reload.
Oh, never mind. Do what you want.
He was putting his lucky bullet in. Francis, all by his lonesome.
What?
And Lover's Rock dies for that.
This is the third map, Breeze.
He drone so close in the smoke. Oh, the wrong target. The shot landed for Francis. That's all there is to write home about, though. What a round from LaRock. It's the fact that he can be quiet for so long, and then he chooses his moment to step up. And once he does, he doesn't sit back down.
That is the issue of what is...
What the?
Yeah, you know.
So this map,
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Breeze, Lotus, then Decider, Haven. So this is the third map.
And it
This is the best of 5.
All it takes is a spark. All it takes is a moment. And the same can be said for Nongshim. A singular individual play, and this game could flip right back into the other direction. The two most momentum-based teams. Granted, this is a bold play, but it's already worked out decently. Rose, I think he's lost his mind in the last couple of rounds. The drone was risky, and Dabby's going to punish 2 players for it. Loiter, Lover's Rock. Hoping not to add another L to this one. That's not bad, but pinged up. He shouldn't get away, but he does.
Shrouded Step just about got him out. Lover's Rock still alive. This round is far from won.
Yeah, they haven't planted yet.
It's not like they'll have too much trouble getting in there, but Neon Wall already used up. Nothing else to block vision now for Nongshim. And the wraparound from Lover's Rock. I'm not sure if they'll expect this. They saw him at the wall not long ago. He was trading shots out with them. Now he's just tucking himself in. 30 seconds left. All they have to do is deny the plant. That's going to be easier said than done, though, at this position. Lover's Rock can't see it. It's all up to Lloyd, and that ult immediately deals with him.
Oh, damn it. The only problem with his ult being online is he wants to fight the whole time. He's got 3 teammates. In fact, they've all moved to support Danby because they know he's going to try and fight this one. A firing squad for Lover's Rock. Of course, the economy is great for BBL, but it's Danby.
Oh, this is for the 3rd place. Okay. So this is game for 3rd place. This is not the grand final. This is for 3rd place. Okay. Got it. I thought this is it. This is the grand finals.
Something in that round, Tom, I have to fully agree with. Rose has lost his mind. The drone, I have to disagree. He said the drone was risky. That implies that there's a reward to be had. The drone was.
He could have gone assist.
I'm not even sure how to define that.
Maybe if the guy had left, he would be able to drone way more.
Yeah.
There you go.
Droning for info in the 4v1 with him trapped in the corner. But this is a quick play from Nongshim. Barriers up and the dive straight in. Lover's Rock ready for the first. With the trade out from Francis. RB with the advantage now. And the plant, no way to stop it. That's a blitz of a round. It seems like the pace caught BBL off.